Show. This is the Big O 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 Show.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411 and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for ejdconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Fly Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. Viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Welcome aboard. There you go. That's the new background there. There we go. Sean, do me a favor. Good morning, sir. Pull off the banner. There we go. That's the new look. We redesigned the whole background. We added the new Hall of Fame Miami Dolphins, which I hope we add Zach to it. So the next time I go to Canton, I have to buy a new one with number 54 on it. We got a new Heat banner that we wanted to add, a new Canes banner that we wanted to add. We intertwined two Inter Miami banners, as you see there. Got the Florida Panthers just above, and then obviously the stickers that you guys have provided. Did you notice, Sean? The Miami Soul has like an interesting twist to the O. You see there? You see. That's the kind of O we like, a Bitcoin O right there. See. So there you go. Good morning. Yes. Good morning, boys and girls. Hope you all are doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you had a great holiday, Christmas, whatever it is you're celebrating. So we were hard at work, as you can see, hard. I mean, this is difficult stuff that I had to put together there, okay? It takes a talent. It takes a skill to be able to. Did I do a good job, Sean? What do you think? All right. Now, I got 2 thumbs up from Sean. You know, Sean's not a man of many words, but when he gives you a thumbs up, that's it. That's the ultimate right there. So I don't know what I'm more pumped up. I'm more pumped up about the new background. I'm more pumped up about I got a mashup jersey. The wife gave me a Miami Heat mashup jersey. Maybe I'll style it tomorrow on the show. I got a mashup hat. You guys know I got a lot of hats, so I'm always willing to pull out a different hat every once in a while. So she got me a mashup hat with the mashup jersey. So that was very, very cool. Love that, man. I love the mashup jersey. So that was had a good holiday. The market is obviously bounced back. Polygon. I told you guys about Polygon. I've been telling you guys about Polygon, right? And Polygon exploded. And then recently I've been telling you about Polkadot. And I said, man, if you could get on that Polkadot train, because it has dipped and the parachains are going to explode with Polkadot. It's up 10.5% this morning. It's up to $32.64. And it was down around $25, $24. And I told you, that's a bargain. Get on it. The thing's going to explode. And it is just starting, okay? And my weekend's getting even better, wrapping it up, because the wife just brought me a Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit. Holy shit. Yeah, baby. That is one addiction that I absolutely love. And it's so dangerous, but I love it. Yeah, so there you go. Yes. All right, gotta send a text also and answer at the same time. Anyway, so we got a lot of things happening. A lot of losses yesterday that went the Dolphins' way. So tonight is set up, man. Tonight. Oh, man. Got to make it right tonight. Got to win, man. It cannot be set up more perfectly tonight for the Miami Dolphins. Everybody lost that had to lose. You now really are controlling your own destiny. All you got to do is win out and you're in. That's it. Everything is set up for you. And it's not going to be easy. Don't sit there and, it's like the Jet stuff that some of you guys did last week to me. And said, what's it called? The Jets. Oh, that'll be easy. Oh, they'll blow them out. I was like, no, dude, no. I know they'll win. I expect them to win, but I think it's gonna be a closer game. And this will be a close game tonight. Okay, this will be a close game tonight. That's the way I got to go in there thinking, because they're not the kind of team that can blow anybody out. Now, is it possible? Of course it's possible. If you force Ian Book into a bunch of mistakes, the Dolphins can win by 20, which that's what I'm hoping for. That's actually what I'm praying for. We'll get into that. But it's just, this is one of those where you're set up, baby. You are set up. And you've got to take care of business over the next couple of weeks. You're facing Ian Book. You should be able to control that offense. It's really all about trying to keep Davenport and Jordan at bay and keep Tua clean. They keep Tua clean, he will find somebody open. They got Waddle back. The offense comes back to normal again. I know Albert Wilson was just placed on the COVID list. It's not a big loss. They can move on. That's not anything that Waddle affects you. Albert Wilson does not. He has a tendency of running behind the first down marker, so it's all right. They can do without Albert Wilson. Everybody else that's who they need. So keep the kid clean and everything will be all right tonight. And we're going to be at Sports Grill tonight. Yes, we're doing everything. People were asking me, DMing me, wait a minute, are you doing your show and you're doing the pre and post? Yes, we are maniacs. Okay, we work for a living. Anybody that knows me, has followed my career for 31 years, work I do not shy away from. Okay. That was probably the worst thing about me being a boss at 1210 and at Onside, probably because I'm the guy that's not ever avoiding work. I'm the guy that's always willing to work. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm not the best boss in the world, because a lot of bosses I've met, they try to scam their way out of work as much as possible and not be in the building and not do anything and not be working, but that's not my style. And the beauty is being with Sean, that's not his style either, man. We both are grinders, which is awesome. And so, yes, we're doing it all tonight, man. We're doing today's show. We're doing pre and post. And yes, we'll be back tomorrow morning on Tuesday to do the show and recap. How am I not going to be back on Tuesday? I know in the post-game show I'll be able to talk about the win, but, there's nothing like waking up the next morning with a Dolphin victory and you're now 8-7 and you got a legitimate shot at the playoffs. I mean, come on, man. That's a beautiful thing. It really is. So tonight it cannot be set up more beautifully for the Dolphins to get it done. All right. The stage is set. The players know. They all know the playoff ramifications now. They all know that their hard work of winning these 6 in a row has actually paid off because now they're in position that you can legitimately think about the playoffs if you take care of business. Like yesterday, I didn't give a crap about who won, who lost. Any of you that were following me on Twitter yesterday, several of you asked me, hey, what do you think about today? I go, I don't care about today. None of this matters if they don't win tomorrow. So, and I'm still at that. And they're lucky that everything fell into place yesterday. But yesterday doesn't mean shit if you don't take care of business tonight. So tonight is the night you got to get the job done. All right? Everything's been handed to you on a platter. Go out there, play smart football, play tough football, take care of the football, and you will walk away from Bourbon Street with a win. Okay? Right now, the Dolphins are the better team. They're playing the better football. They've got the healthier team. Go out there and prove it, man. Now, Sean Payton is one hell of a coach. Okay? They've got the better coach. So and they've got one heck of a defense still. They have enough players on defense still that they can cause havoc in a big-time way. So this isn't a gimme by any stretch, but it's all served for you on a platter. Now we're going to see if they're ready to grab it and take hold of it. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, man. All right, a lot of ways to contribute to the program. I hope all of you out there have had a great holiday season, however it is that you celebrate the holidays. Hope your families are all healthy and happy and everybody having a good time. Always appreciate it. You can chime in at 855-912-1056. That's the text line, 855-912-1056. The YouTube chat board is there. Remember to smash the like button. If you're listening on the podcast, please smash the like button. Very important that you smash the like button there on the podcast. Email BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. That's BigORadioShow@yahoo.com. Twitter, Big O Show. And, of course, you can make the donation at Cash App or Venmo. That is Cash Big O Show. Cash Big O Show at Cash App or Venmo if you want to chime in, as always. And we always appreciate all of you out there, however it is that you support our show. Can't say enough. Just crossed 10 million downloads last week. So great stuff there. Now we work our way to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So help us get to, remember, if you're listening on the podcast, right, and you haven't gone to the YouTube channel, please come on over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Help us get to 10,000. Help us, grow, man. It really helps us grow. All of these kind of things will help us grow. Dougie Fresh says, our entire Panhandle Fins group is watching tonight. Sadly, we booked halftime entertainment that is canceled. Guess we will wait till next year for the talents of Meth Mary with a sword. There you go. The good thing about Meth Mary with the sword is that she's so numb that she doesn't feel the sword. So that's the good thing. That's why Meth Mary can pull off those kind of stunts. You and I could not, right? We'd either gag or we'd cut ourselves up and we kind of would feel it. But Meth Mary, she's got the magic of meth. So she doesn't feel a damn thing. So I'm telling you, if she does come back next year, Doug, I'm there. That's all I'm saying. I'm there. I gotta be there. I gotta watch that, for myself. Steve Chapman, of course, was the first in. Man of 1,005 holds, chimed in right after. Caddy Shack is in. Says, I'm pumped up for tonight. How can you not be pumped up for tonight, man? Clarence Collins is in, saying it's a big game. Lisa Rose checking in from Rochester, saying happy Fins Monday, good people. Let's get the win today. Your destiny is yours to grab. Amen to that. Robert Triana is in. That's right. And Clarence Collins is reminding folks to smash the like button. I love that. Jeffrey's Corner says, good morning. We are going to the playoffs. Well, let's hope so. Let's got to take care of business first. Isaiah is in. He says, everything is falling into place. Miami just has to take care of biz. Dennis Ramirez is in. Hawaiian Punch. Yellow Arrow. Chris Daughtry. Sing us a tune, Chris. Let's see. And he says, what's up from New York? Dennis Ramirez says, can't believe we even are talking about the playoffs when we were 1-7. Amazing feeling. The season is not over for us. We win the next 3 games. We are in, and the season is not lost. Manny Guerrero is in. Biggest games in years. JP is in. He says Rochester is in. So Rochester's in also. So it's Lisa, it's JP, it's Ragin. You're all from the same area there. David Carson. Rosendo says, good morning and Monday's blessings, Big O Nation. May God go before you this week and make the rough roads smooth. May his joy be your strength and his peace fill your heart. Bless you and keep you safe. Thank you, Rosendo, as always. Always appreciate the positive words, man. Ian from Brooklyn, Gus 1388, Barry Brennan, Clemente, David Carson says, I hope we make it in, and Tua balls out. And I and the Tua haters can actually give the kid some credit. Nice job by you, David. Hakeem is in, says, good morning from T-Town, Big O. Go Canes, Dolphins, Heat, and everything Miami. Tony Leggett is in. Let's see. Ryan AP. I got game in New Jersey. Wants to run that ball. Karen S. says, all the games are going to be tough, but the Titans game scares me the most. Miami normally doesn't win the win and you're in game since the early 2000s. Yeah, Karen, they haven't had a real quarterback. They got a real quarterback now. Protect the kid, okay? And he will win the game for you. As long as the defense doesn't give it up, I think you'll be fine. They got a real quarterback now. That's the difference, Karen. They don't have a game manager. They have a real quarterback now. All right? Let's just support the kid, and he'll be just fine. Got to see the pressure from the defense. This will get to Book and keep Kamara blocking in the backfield. That's what Tony says. Michael 1984 is in. Thank you, sir. Ryan AP says, establish the run game, stop the run, defend the pass. GP Trap Hewitt is in. He says, COVID-free in Pompano Beach. Good for you, GP Trap. I'm glad you're over it, my friend. Stephen Caparella says, would love a wire-to-wire, wouldn't be 40-0 or 3-2. It doesn't matter. Win out, baby. I know, but 40-0 would be nice. Right? Like early in that Dallas Cowboy game last night, it was over, right? When the defensive lineman scores a touchdown, I'm like, okay, this game's over. I'm gone. I'm history. I'm out of here. I'm not watching this crap anymore. I would love that. I don't want a tight game tonight, okay? I want it boring as hell. Dolphins win by 40. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic, man. I would love that. Carlos says, so Herbert and those Chargers lost. He is elite. No criticism at all. It doesn't matter, right? No, of course not. Dude, can you imagine if Tua does that? Oh, my God. No touchdowns, 2 interceptions, including a pick 6 against the Texans. Wow. And the David Mills kid is not too bad. He might have a little some there, man. To Extreme says Big O, hope the Dolphins win, but I really hope the outbreak the Saints are dealing with doesn't latch onto us after this game. It's a great point to Extreme. But here's the good thing, that they have been now obviously, separated since the COVID breakout. So they've been tested over and over the last couple of days. Most of those guys are taking care of themselves because they want to play. They got to make incentives. They got to try to win, all that kind of stuff. So the good thing is there's a good chance that most of them are, healthy, and so are the Dolphins. So maybe you weeded out the ones that did get infected. But hey, man, this thing is spreading like wildfire. Okay? Just get vaccinated, and if you can get boosted, then get boosted. That way the thing goes through your system and it doesn't really affect you. If you're not vaccinated, then you put yourself at incredible risk. The good thing is most everybody's vaccinated, so there's a good chance all of them will get through it. I mean, there's a chance for anything because we don't really know. Look at Karl Anthony Towns, bro. His family lost 7 people. We just don't know how it's going to affect one DNA to another. You know what I mean? It's Russian roulette. And all we know is that if you're at least vaxxed, you got a way better chance of surviving it with little issues. So that's all that matters. So hopefully we'll get a, pretty clean 2 teams out there. Steve says, who cares who has the better coach? They've beaten Belichick many times over the years. Freddie Cervantes says, the game scares me like the Colts game. They were missing a few players. Yeah, Colts are pretty good, bro. That's the one thing we did not know early on, how good the Colts will be, and then we found out, and then everybody else found out Colts are pretty damn good, bro. And Wentz, you gotta give the coach Reich credit that he trades for Wentz, and he says, no, I can resurrect this project again, and he's resurrecting Carson Wentz, man. He's getting back that the Carson Wentz we saw at the beginning of his career, which was a nasty player. JC Kang says, morning, Big O. Let's get that dub tonight. Longest win streak since Marino. If Tua helps to pull this off, a historic comeback, he is our franchise QB and the narrative. Well, I've ended it a while ago. I'm not worried about Tua. Tua will be fine as long as you support him. If you don't support him, then he's dead in the water, of course, like most any quarterback. Chris Daughtry says, this is the first time in a while that Dolphins control their own destiny. Usually they don't do enough and need other teams to lose, and that doesn't happen. Let's go. The Finns tailgate is in. Manuel Malo is looking forward to it. He's saying, just hope Jesse Davis can somehow hold up against Jordan. Amen to that, dude. Joseph Mark says, Big O, you rarely predict game outcomes. What's your prediction for tonight? Dolphins win. I got the Dolphins winning. Premier Reviewer is in. I'm a Tua hater, says Tua don't choke. Finn's Tailgate says, all hail to the king of South Florida sports talk, the Big O Show. Haven't been able to catch the show live too often, Big O. Busy around the holidays. Hope you and yours had a great holiday season. Thank you, Finn's Tailgate. Too kind on the praise, but I appreciate it. Thank you for supporting us, man. I love you for that. Jose Banos, Steve Gugliotta says, morning, huge game tonight. Hope you had a great holiday weekend. I have had a perfect holiday weekend. Nice and calm. Hung out with the wife, hung out with my daughter, hung out with the dogs, had a nice meal with my mother-in-law and everything. Can't complain, dude. Can't complain. It's a perfect holiday weekend, I got to say. So thank you, sir. M. Shepard says, can't wait to see what the running back room does to the overall offense. WZG says, Oya Big O, is Dudley Durong coming on the show later? Yes, he will be on the show pregame. Not today, not the Friday, pregame. He's joining us every pregame now, and he'll join us a half hour prior to kickoff. So tonight the kickoff is at 8:15. We do the math together. It ends up at what time? 7:45. So at 7:45, Dudley Durong will be joining us on the pregame show. How about that? Saints have 21 players on the COVID list for tonight so far. Yep. Let's see. Carlos says a special thanks to the Texans this morning. It won't be easy at all beating the Saints, but let's go Fins. Also, thanks to the Bills. I agree. The Real Deal gives us some love on the super chat. He says, what's up, Bo? Does Sports Grill get packed? I want to go, but don't want to risk COVID with New Year's Eve coming up. Hope you had a great Christmas. We get good crowds, man. Come on out. Wear your mask. Eat when your food comes or your drink. Take off your mask, bro. Be a little safer. That's all from now on. Wherever you go, just be a little safer. That's all. Don't be hanging around people. Look, man, I've been out and about throughout the whole pandemic. Anybody that's followed this show, I never stopped doing road shows ever in the pandemic. Ever. Everybody else shut down. I did not shut down. Now, I'm not the guy that tells you, oh, I'm not vaxxing, I'm not masking, I don't believe in this. No, I believe in it all. But that doesn't mean that your life has to stop. Okay? But you do have to be responsible. We have to now stop shaking hands. Okay? We now have to stop getting in front of people's faces. We have to keep our distance. Try to keep your mask on inside anywhere you're at for the time being. This thing is spreading like wildfire. That's all. So and if you do shake hands, then remember that you shook hands and don't touch your face. And then go wash your hands. There's nothing wrong with that. So it's just a matter of being responsible, man. And, there's a chance that you might be able to stay away from it. It's not perfect because nothing's perfect. Not a mask is perfect. Not washing your hands is perfect. Nothing is perfect. But there are safeguards you can take to at least better your chances. And that's what you're trying to do. It's a pandemic. I get it. The entire world, most of us have not lived through a pandemic. This is our first time that the world has faced a pandemic. This is an experience that none of us want to ever go through again. But these are the lessons that we have to learn. And some of us are learning it the hard way. Some of us are learning it the hardest way by dying. Okay? So let's just be responsible. That's all. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. And you're being responsible not just for yourself, but for your fellow American, which is what matters. It's time for us to give a crap about each other. You know what I mean? Not just looking out for ourselves. Let's look out for each other. And that's really what it's all about. All right, let me take a quick break here. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm going to eat my chicken biscuit, and Omar Kelly is next.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727. Or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411, and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make a difference.
Hey, it's Big O. Protect your home the way we do with Sloman's Home Security, folks. And if you want some great news, how about this? A free doorbell camera. That's right. The first 40 Big O listeners who dial 1-800-ALARM-ME will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman's Shield. And that's not all, folks. Sloman's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 Big O listeners to call 1-800-ALARM-ME, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman's Shield. Keep your family safe like we do here in the Alzigari family. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME.
South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at FLPDjobs.com. That's FLPDjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. The Big O Radio Show is home for the hardcore Dolphins fan. That's why we give you Omar Kelly twice a week. Buckle up. It's time for the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show.
It a little Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit. Oh, so good, man. That's a breakfast right there. Nick Cap, thank you, sir. A little love on the super chat. Appreciate you. Alexander Renee David Diaz, thank you, sir, for a little super chat. Appreciate it. Says, haven't been able to catch the show that much because of work. I just wanted to wish you a belated Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Fins up. Let's get this dub tonight. Mistake-free football. Thank you, Alexander. Appreciate it. All right. It is time to talk to the man, the myth, the legend that is Omar Kelly. Merry Christmas, Omar. How was your Christmas weekend, my friend?
Good. Outside of quarantining and staying away from family members, it was a good Christmas. A lonely Christmas, but a good Christmas.
Wait a minute. You got COVID?
No, I don't have COVID. My daughter
said quarantining. That's why I'm saying you said quarantining.
Because we've tested negative, but we have to go back. What you don't realize is if you've had exposure to COVID, which we've had exposure to COVID, I have tested negative twice, but after you get the initial test, you got to test again a week later if you've had exposure.
Okay, I see.
Check. So that's just what we're going through. And because we've got family members who are immune compromised and who have pre-existing conditions and who I don't want to kill my parents. We've got another infant involved that's immune compromised. We just decided that the best route was to stay home. Like my wife's coworkers are exposed to COVID in the hospital. They're catching COVID in the hospital, and the numbers are going up.
Of course,
The People who are treating people are catching COVID. I got coworker who caught COVID, and my daughter's preschool, my daughter's nursery is closed because people have caught COVID. So we've got too many exposures. We're all negative. I've gone 2 rounds of testing, but you just never know.
No, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. The good thing is that at least, we don't have the same the kind of deaths that we've had in the past. That's the good thing, and that's because most people are vaxxed, and this one is not as strong as the other ones. And again, I'm not an epidemiologist, but maybe as this thing continues to morph, it weakens instead of strengthening.
This is going to be this round of Omar or whatever. Omarion.
Omicron.
I don't know how they named this Omicron. Like how do we come up with this name?
I don't know, bro.
I really
just call it Fred or Sally, or just make it like
are we
easy
like hurricanes now?
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
I do believe that this is herd immunity right here, because this is so, like, most of New Orleans. I'm in New Orleans now. Most of New Orleans is shut down. And they're shut down, especially a lot of the restaurants, because a lot of the people who are servers and cooks, they came with Omicron. And like, this is, and the funny thing is, this thing is the symptoms are so mild, and I don't know how it's going to impact people with pre-existing conditions, but apparently the symptoms are so mild that
you may not even know you have it sometimes.
You may not even know you have it. Like, because I feel completely healthy now. That might not be everybody's circumstance, or actually, let me not lie. I've always had a little migraine for a while, which is why I don't like drink alcohol anymore, because it gets worse. But it's never a fever. But these are different times, bro. We got to be safe.
I'm with you there. Folks, please smash the like button. Very important that you smash the like button. That gets the algorithms going so other Dolphin fans can find out about the channel, and the family can grow and the support can grow, which is what we need. So please smash the like button, whether you're listening on the podcast or watching live.
Everybody out there, be safe. This thing is the hospitals, they're ramping up. They're losing their people who are treating you.
Yeah.
So the people who are treating you, their family members are getting sick.
Yeah. And I'm with you there. All right, so the stage is set, Omar. I mean, everything that the Dolphins worked for the last 6 weeks, it's come to fruition. Now it's up to them to take care of business, but now they don't need any more help anymore. Now they just need to help themselves over the next 3 weeks. It all starts with tonight, obviously, because everybody kept asking me on Twitter yesterday, so who you rooting for, this, that? And I go, man, I don't care about any of these games. None of them mean anything if they don't win on Monday night. So, okay, everything else is falling into place.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be more perfect for you right now.
I've said from the very beginning, I'm not going to talk playoffs until you produce a winning record. And today's your chance. There shouldn't be any reason why you don't beat New Orleans, outside of Alvin Kamara just going wild on you, and the Saints defense just really rattling Tua and destroying the offensive line. I mean, it could happen. I mean, we've seen the NFL. Anything could happen.
Well, their two badass pass rushers are healthy.
Yeah.
So that's not, out of all the guys, not that I wish COVID on anybody, but
no, I think Davenport.
Those are the two guys that I would like to be out of this game.
Davenport isn't healthy, but yeah, I mean,
well, he's got a shoulder, but it's not. It's
you got
like
Jordan Cameron on Jesse Davis. Like,
that's my point.
Like that people ask me, oh, what's the toughest matchup? Like, Jesse Davis. Jesse Davis has the toughest matchup at the spot. Like that's a, and I love Jesse Davis, but he's had a horrible season.
Yeah.
I mean, playing out of position, playing with a bad knee, it's a recipe for disaster. Now, in fairness to him in the offensive line, they played better in the last 6 weeks, primarily because of Tua, because let's not mistake it.
He's adjusted. He understands. Get rid of the ball. Make a quick decision.
I mean, it's their offense.
He's doing
Their offense is get rid of the ball quickly. But yeah, he's really got to get rid of the ball quickly. Now, so it'll be interesting to see what happens today. Ian Book.
It's like the fast dude that's getting chased by the cops. He's even faster. It's one of those things, So Tua has to play quarterback, but behind this line, he has to play quarterback a lot faster. It's just one of those deals.
And I wrote a column earlier this week. I think everybody missed it because they're in holiday mode, and I totally understand. But Tua's been ultra critical of himself for the last 2 weeks, and I found it very interesting. Not to say that he's played well in the last 2 weeks, but he knows that there's another level that he can play at, and he knows feels like, man, I'm getting there. I'm just messing up. Like last week, it was about the runs. He feels like he's missing handoffs that could lead to big runs, and it's part of his decision making. He's so critical of himself. Like I could only just go through the history of quarterbacks that I've covered. Jay Cutler, who of course was never critical of himself. Ryan Tannehill, Matt Moore. Matt Moore was just like, all right, I screwed up. Oh well.
California kid, bro. He's those dudes are just laid back, bro.
Yeah, don't take that as like Matt doesn't care. No, he's just a California kid. It's like it's whatever, bro. And Tannehill, I've been thinking about Tannehill so much for the past couple of days and weeks because, and the funny thing about Tannehill is, and this is why next week's game is probably going to be the game of the year, the blitzes that Miami brings, they won't bother him. It's going to have to be a 4-man rush. You beat your man, because if you show Tannehill your blitz, he's going to identify it. He's going to throw where he needs to throw. That's what he does. Now, then the game comes on the cornerbacks, the Byron Jones, the Nick Needhams, the Xavier Howards. And, you got to like your chances and odds of that. But
as long as Xavier doesn't have to tackle somebody.
Stop it.
All right, go ahead.
He's your Pro Bowl talent. Put some respect on his name. Put some dollars on his paycheck.
That's certainly what he wants.
Yeah. If these, I got to look at what cornerbacks are hitting the market this year, because if these cornerbacks get to $16 million, oh, you're going to have some problems. But anyway, but like not Tua, Tannehill, like the exotic blitzes, we can say whatever we want about Tannehill. We all know he has horrible pocket presence. It's not bad. It's horrible.
Right.
But if you show him a blitz or he sees a blitz, he's got it. If he's got comfort with the wide receivers and he got his wide receivers back. So that to me is going to be kind of the toughest game. I don't really see. Yeah, New England at home. You've generally done well facing New England at home, but. And I like their chances. I'm not a big Mac Jones believer. I think he's a knockoff version of Tua. But Tannehill's going to be a tough challenge. Now I'm not overlooking what they got to do tonight, because things can go bad. Things can go bad.
The defense has to be ready, because I expect the Saints to try to run the ball this tonight. With Kamara and Ian Book. Ian Book is a runner. So they're gonna use his legs more than his arm. I don't believe Ian Book can win this game with his arm. I don't believe he's a good passer, actually.
Yeah, Brian Flores said Sean Payton is one of the best offensive minds in the NFL. And they're technically off the same coaching tree, because they, Sean Payton is on a Bill Parcells coaching tree. Bill Belichick's on a Bill Parcells coaching tree. Brian Flores comes off the Belichick coaching tree. So they have connections and they know each other, and Sean Payton is a brilliant offensive mastermind. So we'll see what happens.
What do you expect? How do you expect
on the line?
How do you expect the Dolphins to attack them?
Offensively or defensively?
Offensively.
They got to run, bro. They got to run. The recipe doesn't change for any opponent. And to me, Duke Johnson,
especially with those pass rushers, I would agree with you immensely.
Yeah, they're not
going to have some kind of success on the ground.
Their pass rush isn't as good as their run defense, which is, this is going to be a challenge. You got to run. This game is on the offensive line. It is on the defense and the offensive line. You got to force Ian Book to make mistakes, and if you can't do that, then you're going to have success running the ball. I'd love to say that this game is on Tua's shoulders, but truthfully speaking,
he's going to have to know. He's going to have to make the running game is not going to win the game, but the running game needs to keep them honest. But Tua's going to have to win. Tua and the defense are going to have to win the game. I believe. I don't believe the running game wins it. I believe the running game needs to assist, but it's got to be the defense and Tua winning this game. The passing game and the defense will win the game when it's all said and done.
The running game is rice and beans. You got to eat it. You like the entree, whether it's fish or chicken or steak. It'll
all be lame without it. Right. I got you.
It's all great, but you're going to be hungry 2 hours later. You don't have that rice and beans.
Amen.
And they got to set the table with the run game, man. And that's been the missing ingredient all year. And when Tua took over or they started a 6-game winning streak, whichever one, they committed to the run. They're 30 runs a game right now. And that's a lot. That's a lot, especially when you don't have the efficiency to go with it. But imagine if you did have the efficiency to go with it. Imagine if you did have the success where you're getting 4 yards a pop on every run. 30 runs, 4 yards a pop, that's 120 yards. So to me, they're not going to win you the game, but they got to set the table for everybody else. They got to set the table for the defense. They got to set the table for Tua. They got to set the table for the offensive line.
How do you expect them to defend Waddle? Will they move one of their outside corners inside to defend Waddle, or will they keep their slot up against?
You got to shadow Waddle. I mean, if Miami was facing Waddle, he'd get Xavier Howard treatment, wouldn't he?
I would hope so. I mean, I would hope so.
Well, Devontae's. That's an interesting question. But I would take. The thing about Waddle is he runs what Tua calls juke routes. I call them option routes. He's making up his routes as he goes. So it's kind of hard for Xavier Howard would not like to defend that type of player just because you never know exactly what he's going to run, and it's all double moves and things of that nature. So it's not an easy assignment, but it's an important assignment. I would assume that they would put their best on them. I mean, I would. And then and you live with what Devontae does.
Right. Yeah, if he's on the outside, I see what you're saying. Yeah. If you move one of the guys inside, I got you.
Live with what it's not like Devontae's going to beat you deep or
well, he can beat you deep. You can throw it out. He can throw a fade downfield and he's going to beat your ass. He's going to get the ball at its highest point. He's good at that. He's good at that.
Balls. Devontae's all 50-50 balls. And there's no shame in that.
That's what I'm saying. You can throw a 40-yarder downfield and you feel pretty good about his chances coming down with it, or it's an incomplete. That's usually what happens with him. He's become, he has a little Gadsden in him in that sense that, okay, I know that he can't blaze downfield anymore, but he'll get downfield and I know he's covered, but he still has a really good chance of catching it over the defender. By the way, T. Higgins did that yesterday for the Bengals. That was a really sweet catch yesterday. I don't know if you watched that yesterday with the Bengals.
I looked at that game. I'm very curious to see what that game was like. I'm gonna have to look at it on Game Pass because I
Burrow is out of all the young guys, that's the one young guy that you say, that's the shit right there. That's the guy. That's the man right there. Not Herbert. Even though I believe Tua can be that guy, he's not there yet. Certainly not Mac. I live in a box Jones. All these young guys that we talk about, the only guy that's
if you go say I live in a box, Tua lives in a box too. Don't be disrespectful.
No, but Tua lives in a box because he has no choice. Okay, Mac Jones lives in a box and has a choice. He has a line and a running game, my brother. This is night and day in this discussion here. Tua has no choice but to live in a box. Mac Jones is forced to live in a box because he's limited as a passer, according to Bill Belichick.
So is Tua. Like,
no, you're not listening to me. You're not listening to me.
No.
Tua throws deep balls when he has a chance, but he is in a box because the offensive line in the running game don't allow him to play bigger. Mac Jones has no limitations, my brother. He's in a box by choice by the head coach.
I'm not disrespect Mac. I'm not a Mac Jones believer, but I'm not gonna knock him and his offense and his style. He runs an RPO offense. RPO offense is in the box. It's quick.
I'm just gonna call it like I see it. When they keep your ass to throw the ball 3 times in a game because they don't trust you, and the coach basically says, "I can win the game running. I don't need your ass." And you watch him yesterday, he's a guy in the box, bro. That's all he does. He plays in a box, and he's forced to play in a box.
Let's not. So is Tua.
He's not. He's not.
Yeah,
it's 2 different things. You're not listening to me again.
They are the exact same quarterback. Sorry, they are the exact same quarterback.
But one is forced to play in a box.
Huh?
Okay? One is forced to play in a box. The other one has no choice but to play in a box. Okay? That's the difference.
Both forced to play in a box. They're
no.
One
can only play in a box. The other one has no choice.
One just has a line and a run game. That's the only difference.
If you have a running game and a line and you're forced to play in a box, you suck.
One has weapons. One has a line and a run game.
Well, they both have weapons.
Nelson Aguilar?
And he has 2 tight ends.
Okay.
He has a running game. All of them catch the ball. He's got enough weapons to play the game. The other kid, what's the name of the other receiver? That he's not bad either. The other kid that was a middle round pick for them. He's actually turned out to be a decent player. They got weapons, man. They got enough weapons. How about Tua? Tua outside of Waddle can't count on anybody else. And Gesicki, whenever these idiots want to play him.
Devontae Parker when healthy. Tua can count.
Right, that's what I said. When healthy.
We forget about your guy, Mike Gesicki.
I just said Mike Gesicki when these idiots play him.
They play him. He's not.
Take him out.
They play him.
You need to watch Mac Jones, bro. You need to really watch those games. Okay,
I watched
that man. They limit his ass. They don't trust him at all.
Tell him you can't block on the line, or you can't help us blocking. So go play slot or go play split end.
No, I'm talking about Mac Jones. Jones. That you got to watch those games. They force his ass to play in a box. They don't trust him at all. Belichick does not trust him. Belichick is smart enough to know this kid's not ready yet. I have to do everything possible for him. He is so remedial that I have to keep him inside that 20-yard box. I'm serious. He took over for Tannehill as man in the box. He is now the man in the box.
They run the exact same offense as Dolphins. They look very identical.
Well, wait till Tua gets a line and running game, and you'll see him going deep too. Because last time I checked in Alabama, he wasn't a check down Charlie either. You know what I'm saying? So he was airing it out. All right.
RPO's quick decisions, quick reads, paint by numbers.
Yeah, but you make big plays off of them.
Yeah, when there's a breakdown or a guy gives you rack yards. Yeah.
I think once you get a threat on the ground, I think Tua's game opens up even more, and I think he'll be able to find some more deep balls. All right, so who is the key on defense today for the Dolphins?
Jerome Baker, because I think you have to put, now that Duke Riley is out because of COVID, you got to put Jerome, or you should put Jerome on the inside, and then maybe have Jalen Phillips play end a little bit more, because Alvin Kamara is a very challenging player. Unless you have somebody else play Duke's role, like Sam Eguavoen or Calvin Munson, and I don't think Munson's been here long enough to play it. You definitely, Landon's important, but you're not gonna have a Landon covering.
No.
Yeah. So I think Jerome has to go back into the coverage role. Now, the question when you put Jerome into the coverage role is who plays outside linebacker, which I don't have a name for you.
Well, Eguavoen has pass rushing skills, so I think you might be onto something.
No,
there.
but Eguavoen is not. They've never liked Eguavoen as an outside linebacker. Eguavoen did well and then he disappeared, and did well, then he struggled and he disappeared.
Yeah, because he is what he is. He's a reserve linebacker. He's a good reserve. Helps you out a little bit on special teams, right? So that kind of player. He's like your boy Jesse Davis. That should be like a sixth lineman. That's where Jesse would excel. And the guy is always professional, healthy guy, ready to go and fill
Jesse
in.
Should be your guard, your right guard. No, all right. I got no defense.
I like him too, bro. I like him like I liked Andrew Gardner. Same way. I like him the way I like Jeff Ulenik. There are just certain guys that used to, in the history of the Dolphins that could play multiple roles, and that's what I like Jesse Davis as. I love him as a sixth man. I just don't think he's a starter on a real offensive line. I wouldn't put Jesse Davis as a starter. That's just me. That's where you and I differ on your Jesse Davis. On your Jesse Davis.
I want to play right tackle.
No, I'm saying not starter. For me, Jesse has never been a starter. I think Jesse is the perfect filling guy, like Eguavoen. I think Eguavoen reminds me a lot of Larry Izzo. Larry Izzo, you want him on your team because he's so phenomenal on special teams. But let's be honest, every time Larry Izzo had to play linebacker, I'm throwing up in the corner because he's just freaking terrible as a linebacker. You know what I mean? And I love the guy, but he's just a backup.
I wish they had Duke Riley for this game, but it is what it is. It's COVID. The Saints got 15. No, I think they're up to 20.
21 now.
21. What I miss? Like that's honestly, that's crazy, and it's crazy to even predict what's going to happen in the final 2 weeks of the season, because Dolphins can come back and test and lose 12 guys, and Tennessee could test and lose 12 guys. It's crazy out here right now.
Now the good thing is the Dolphins don't have a quarterback that goes out hoe chasing. So that's the good thing, because those guys that are hoe chasing, you're picking up hoes that got COVID, and then you end up with COVID. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's going on. Some of these guys are hitting the club, they're hitting strip clubs, and that's where they're all catching the COVID and bringing it back to the locker room. That's it, bro.
Wow, are you blaming COVID on chasing women?
Yep. I'm the sergeant in office in a gentleman. You hoe Jason. You hoe Jason. You get COVID because you hoe Jason.
You could have a wife and she brings home COVID to you. Let's not go there.
True.
You could have a true wife and she brings home COVID to you.
No, you can get COVID anywhere. I'm not, especially this stinking Omicron thing, that it's just like it's like flying around like anything. Like it goes everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. I'm just saying it just.
Omicron is
You know, just
good.
you look at the players, and I don't know. I wonder if I took a poll. I'm noticing that a lot of the players are getting sick. A lot of them may be single. You know what I'm just saying?
Stop it. No.
Just saying.
Duke
Just saying.
Riley's in a steady, engaged relationship. Stop it. Stop it.
Hey, he's one of the few.
Greg Mance is a married man. Like,
He should have been hanging around with Duke Riley.
Who's the offensive line? I can't speak for Solomon.
See, you're gonna be able to pick a couple guys. The rest of them, they're all hoe chasing.
You could catch it on a flight from a stewardess. Like,
That's right. You're chasing hoes on a flight, going on the Mile High Club. What is wrong with you? Come on.
I'm not doing this. Like, it's a dangerous world out there. You can catch you going to a restaurant. I'm going to my favorite restaurant for lunch today. Hopefully they're open.
What is it? What's your favorite restaurant in New Orleans?
Oceana. It's a Cajun seafood place. I'm gonna have New Orleans style barbecue shrimp, and if you've never had New Orleans style barbecue shrimp, it's not barbecue. Let's just put it that way. I don't know why they call it
all the Cajun that's there. Have you noticed that when you go to a Saints game, is there more farting in the press box of a Saints game because there's more Cajun than there is in Miami?
It's an open.
Although in Miami there are Cuban beans, so I mean, you talk about farting material. I mean, that's right there. But I'm just saying. I'm just wondering.
Are you correlating spicy food with farting? Is that
I just correlated Cuban food with farting? So yes, yes, I am.
A lot of beans there. Okay.
Huh?
There's a lot of beans in Cuban food, so you're gonna fart with
and spiciness and spices.
I don't think spicy contributes to farting. I really don't.
No,
I don't think so. No, I don't. I'm Jamaican. I eat spicy food all the time. Now I have my bout.
Well, then maybe that's what it is. Your system's used to it.
There you go. That's what it is. Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
But a dude like me that isn't used to it, then that's it. I'm just crop dusting everybody on the press box.
Open air press box in New Orleans. It's a very that people always say this.
Do you know what crop dusting is?
Yeah. He's farting all over the place. Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
But it's open air.
I'm just wondering because the guy's sitting all the way at the end. He farts on one end, so by the time he gets there, he's left it all, and then by the time he gets to his seat, it's all gone, and he's left it all in the wake. I'm just wondering. I'm just figuring.
The worst is when they used to give you death dogs at Dolphins game at halftime. The hot dogs.
Those things will visit your ass in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
Oh my God, that dog is biting you and attacking you by the fourth quarter. Oh my God.
Yeah, I never had the hot dogs there because
I had to stop eating them.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude. I don't blame you. I mean, give me a break. Now, is the food good? Is it the quality of the Patriots? Because from the few road trips that I did, the Patriots were like by far the best spread every time.
I rank Patriots right behind Tampa Bay.
Really?
Tampa Bay is surprisingly good.
I wasn't impressed with Tampa the few times I went. Wow.
What puts the Patriots very high is everybody loves the clam chowder. I don't eat clam chowder, so that kind of neutralizes them. But they do have delicious pizza at the end.
And their breakfast is good too. They do a good job with their breakfast. If I remember correctly, they had a really strong breakfast spread the last time I went. Now, remember, I went to the old stadium. So when I went, it's the old stadium. So I don't know. That's why I don't know if they've kept it up. You know what? We're going to have Ruthie Polinsky on after you. So we'll ask her.
Okay. Yeah, they top notch. No question. New Orleans is sensational. Dolphins have come up in their Dolphins have improved their game. They've improved their game. They've got a signature dessert now. There's a key lime pie. Apparently everybody likes it.
Okay.
It's the staple. New Orleans got their clam chowder. We have their key lime pie. We used to have. They went away because of COVID. There was a shaved meat table. Shaved meat always gets high grades from me.
Oh, definitely. Of course.
Yeah. That's how Tampa Tampa always has a shaved meat era.
Oh, that's strong there. That's strong. All right, so what's the prediction tonight?
30-17 Dolphins.
Wow, you got the Dolphins scoring 30 points. I love that. All right.
I believe that Tua is going to hit the next level. I think he's going to get it out of gear 3.
Wow.
I think this is the
Holy
game he
crap.
gets 3. He's been really dialed in. And he's disappointed by what he did last week.
Well, having Waddle back, I think, will bring some balance to his game, because you'll have the guy that he can use as his point to then feed off of that from everything else. So I think the trickle-down effect will help him now with Waddle. Now they have somebody that they have to game plan for, that they fear. And I think that's really important in an offense, when you have a player or two that you have to fear and you have to game plan for. And I think that's what Waddle is. And I think then everything else falls into place after that. I'm with you. I think he has a strong game tonight.
I think you're going to see a lot of Isaiah Ford, and I think he's going to be used as a sort of a safety valve for Waddle.
Got nothing but admiration for Isaiah Ford, man. He is a professional as they get. Always ready. Oh, we will catch you in the post-game show. Don't drink too much. So we've got a straight Omar Kelly on the post-game show.
What time are we doing a post-game show? Like 1 a.m.? Jesus.
Whenever you call in, we grind, we work here, bro. We don't do this wussy ass stuff that they do over at the local stations here. No. We grind, bro.
All right.
All right, baby. You
All
got
right.
it.
All right.
You good. There you go. The great Omar Kelly. Hour number 1 is done. Hour number 2 is next. And this hour, Ruthie Polinsky will join us around 11:10. And then at 11:30, Ira Winderman. Let's take a break. Hour number 2 is next.
You've been listening to the EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins Report with Omar Kelly. For additions, home remodeling, or custom work, call Eric at 305-433-4843. EJDconstruction.com is the custom home builder and general contractor you can trust. 305-433-4843.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The Big O Radio Show is looking for partners to join our growing platform. If your business is ready to reach an audience that starts in Florida, crosses the nation while expanding internationally, this is the program that provides that vehicle. The Big O Radio Show is ready to broadcast live anywhere in the world to represent your event or product. To reach out by phone, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. Or email bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Help us grow as we provide the content and personal connection corporate entities will never achieve.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Yes, sir. It's hour number 2 of the program. We are locked and loaded. Don't forget, folks, we will be tonight at Sports Grill on Bird Road and 114th. Come on out. Our pregame coverage will start off at 6:15 as we get you ready for the 8:15 kickoff. And yes, we will be doing the postgame show. We'll have Flo's press conference and Tua's press conference, and obviously insights from, let's see, Cameron Wolf, Omar Kelly, and Alan Poupar. So 3 of our insiders will be joining us on the postgame show. So we will break it down like nobody else can in town. So make sure you tune in. Don't forget to smash the like button as you're watching. Appreciate all of you out there. Don't forget to also share the link and hit that notification bell. That way you know when a new video pops up. Might be breaking news, might be a new interview, might be a new segment that Sean puts up. You never know, but that way you get the latest thing that pops up on the YouTube channel. All right, we promised you that Ruthie Polinsky from NBC6 would be kind enough to join us and talk a little Miami Dolphins, preview a little Fins and Saints tonight. And there she is. Good morning, Ruthie.
Good morning.
You're here, right? You're in South Florida?
Yeah. I'm in Miami.
I don't know if they sent you out to Bourbon Street to cover, but I'm looking to your left and I'm seeing what looks like a Miami condo. So yes, it looks very Miami. So it's good for you. So how have your holidays been so far?
My holidays have been wonderful. Thank you for asking. What have I done? I actually had Christmas Eve and Christmas off. I offered to work because I'm a nice Jewish girl down here, so I don't really do much for Christmas. But I ended up getting, a couple days off this weekend, which was lovely, just to spend some time with family. And I have my 2 younger sisters are coming in town this weekend. We are at this moment in time, obviously things are very up in the air, but we are at this moment in time planning on going to the Orange Bowl.
Oh, that's right. Michigan.
Go Blue.
Right.
I'm an alum. My sister's an alum. Her boyfriend's an alum. My boyfriend's an alum. So a lot of Michigan juice coming to South Florida.
Okay. All right. Well, good luck to your Wolverines. All right. Harbaugh, Lord knows he needed this, man, because damn, I don't know how you guys are still supporting the dude. I mean, after everything that's gone on with him.
They go after, this, I think last year there were so many COVID issues. We didn't even end up playing Ohio State. And I was like, he took this as an excuse to not play Ohio State because he knew he was going to, I was out on Harbaugh. I was out, and I have never been so happy to be wrong. And I think we all can learn from this example that it takes time. It takes time to build something that you believe in. And I think Jim Harbaugh, he did that, and he got Michigan back on that national stage. And when you beat Ohio State, man, good things happen to you. And now he's in the semifinal game, and I think they're going to be able to give Georgia a good run for their money.
Well, that'll be interesting. If they can beat Georgia, that would be impressive. And for Georgia, I mean, they've got that choking label, so they also need to kind of win it for themselves too, because they kind of fall short in these kind of situations. Since Herschel Walker, Georgia has been falling short for a long, long time.
And, during this Harbaugh tenure, I'll say that it felt like Michigan could never win the big game.
Right.
You can never come in, you're undefeated, and then you play the big game, and then you lose by a lot. And it's
Ohio
like,
State, you lose to Michigan State too. I mean, he's got a poor record against Michigan State, and that's unacceptable in that state.
Yeah, and we lost to Michigan State this year, but that ended up not being so terrible of a loss. But then you saw what Ohio State did to Michigan State, and I'm like, oh, here we go again. And then we end up taking it to the Buckeyes. I was happy about that one. So, and then they crushed Iowa in the Big Ten championship, which was another big game that they capitalized on. So I don't think the moment's going to be too big for them on this stage, and I'm excited about it.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. They've got the toughness factor going into this game. So that's something that they haven't been able to come through in the big moments. And this year they've kind of answered the bell pretty much every time. So that's You got to give them credit when they deserve it, and we'll see. So the good thing is also, Ruthie, is we have a good Orange Bowl game, which is cool. You know what I mean? Because selfishly, having the Orange Bowl in our backyard. Look, obviously, I love my Canes, and I want them to be there all the time. But at least for all the great people at the Orange Bowl committee, and they work so hard, and you want them to have a good game and a good performance. And I'm glad that that's the one thing we are getting in our backyard. Totally. We're getting one hell of a game, man, which is cool.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yeah, it matters. All right, so speaking of what matters, well, the last 6 weeks, it's one of those where it's a great streak. And people might be talking about playoffs, and you're like, hey, man, let's, pump your brakes. Let's wait. Well, the work has paid off, Ruthie. Now you're in control now. That's all you can ask for now. Now you're back in control. So you take care of business the next 3 weeks, you're in the playoffs. And it starts tonight against a depleted New Orleans team that won't be easy, but you got it. This is the must win of all must wins right now.
It's the must win of all must wins, and it's with the whole country watching. So you know what? You better show this country that these 6 wins are no fluke. And that's what I think this team needs to do tonight. Not only should you win, but you should blow this team out. That's how I feel. I know you were listening. I was just listening to you and Omar. 21 players on the COVID list, a rookie quarterback who's making his first NFL start. He stands a whole 5'2", I think. The Dolphins coach this kid in the Senior Bowl. They're very familiar with his learning style, with his practice style. And Ian Book was so much fun to watch at Notre Dame, and I loved watching. I thought he was a really cool, dynamic quarterback to play that was able to play well in college football. But good luck to you against this Dolphins defense that is playing at an all-time high and a really, really, really confident way that has shined on in the big lights so far during this win streak. I think this should be an easy win for the Dolphins in prime time. Easy, of course, it's the NFL. No wins are easy. 21 players on the COVID list, a rookie quarterback, get the win and get out of there.
And, one of the things I've been saying is, and you were talking about Ian in college, and you're right. He was fun to watch, but his style, I don't know if it translates to the NFL because he never turned into the passer that I thought he was going to turn. When I first saw him as a freshman, I was impressed. And I was like, okay, well, if this kid grows into a passer, holy crap, he's going to turn into a hell of a player. But he really never developed into a dynamic passer. And to me, that's going to be the knock on him at this level. In college, you can kind of get away with it, to get away with your legs and make some play with your arm. But at this level, I just don't know if he has the passing skills to really become a starting quarterback. That's just me.
Yeah, and obviously tonight's not going to be the time to test his passing skills against Xavier Howard and Byron Jones and a defense that is going to pressure you all freaking night. So I think they're going to try and run the ball a lot. I think the Dolphins have been very good at stopping the run, and I think that's how this team should win this game, is by shutting down their offense and doing what you can shutting down their offense and doing what you can on offense. And hopefully they're able to run the ball similar to the way that they did against the Jets.
Ruthie Polinsky joining us. Don't forget, by the way, to follow her on Twitter at Ruthie Polinsky. And of course, you can always catch her there at NBC6. Ruthie, where do you stand with Tua? I've always been a believer in him. My only concern with him always has been durability. But outside of that, I've always thought that he can be a player in this league as long as he gets a supporting cast, and I don't think he has it right now. The line has gotten better. There still isn't a running game, although what Duke did last week was nice. But I think eventually he'll turn into that guy if he has the supporting cast around him. How important is tonight, and where does he stand in your eyes?
Yeah, I don't know if you can make the argument that he doesn't have the pieces around him at this point. You have an offensive line that has gotten better and has created holes for the run game and is now protecting him. He was only sacked once, I think, last week. And I think you have Jalen Waddle, who is a Rookie of the Year candidate at this point, and you have Mike Gesicki, and you have Devontae Parker, and you have guys, you know, obviously you've had ins and outs in that lineup of your wide receiver room, but when you have things working, you know, you can't really I don't think you can make that argument for Tua at this point when you look at other quarterbacks around the league who are doing it with less. So I think Tua has gotten better, especially over this win streak. And, you know, the ribs was a setback. That was not fun that he had to miss basically 4 games due to injury. But what you're seeing from Tua and what impresses me most about Tua is that he can make those rookie mistakes. Let's consider him, you know, still somewhat a rookie, and, you know, he's only played 17 games or whatever. He makes those rookie mistakes, and then he comes right back down the field and scores and is resilient. And that, I think, is what's most impressive to me, is that is his mental toughness and his ability to bounce back after those mistakes. So I think it's been fun to watch Tua grow for sure. Can he be a top 10 quarterback in this league? I don't know. I really don't know. But top 10 quarterbacks in this league make a lot out of nothing. So you can't really say that he is that right now. But like you said, can he win these next 3 games for this team? I think so. So I'm excited about what he can do in these next 3 games. And I like where he stands at this point in his career. You want to see him stop making those rookie mistakes now, right? You want to see him stop throwing those interceptions.
Young quarterbacks are going to make them. Yeah, they're going to.
Sure, you know, he'll make those 1 or 2 throws a game where you're like, ooh, let's not do that anymore. But he is getting better, and I really think his growth and his resiliency has been really, really impressive.
By the way, I just thought about this. We all have to stop. We have to change our thinking already on all this. 2 weeks ago, we said, well, he completed his first season. No. Last week, he completed his first season. Right. Seasons are now 17 games.
Right.
Actually, they're not 16.
Right.
I was just, because when you were saying that, I just thought of this, just came to my mind now. Right. We all said 2 weeks ago, oh, well, he just completed his first season. And we were all wrong at that point. Actually, he completed his first season last week against the Jets. Right. So, you know, technically, unfortunately, wasn't the best of performances to stick in there for the final. But yeah, we'll take it as it is. Your thoughts right now on the drafting, the front office. There was a lot of criticism early on. I was one of the few people that was actually defending the front office and saying, y'all need to slow down and relax and give it some time to bring your point full circle from what we were talking about at the start of this conversation. And so time now maybe has changed the point of view for a lot of people. How are you viewing now the front office and what they've done in the first couple of years?
Well, the 2021 draft, I think, saved Chris Grier, right? I mean, the way that Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, Javon Holland, even Liam Eichenberg, who's gotten better, those 4 players have been stellar picks. I will say my one knock is that I think you could have drafted Jalen Waddle at number 3 and no one would blink an eye at this point. And then you would have your picks. So I think giving up, that was kind of weird. The 12 to 6 and next year you don't have your own first round pick. So that's the one thing where I'm sitting there like, maybe not so great. But at the beginning of the year, you're right. I mean, you looked at the offensive linemen that they drafted in 2020. You looked at Tua, and Herbert was playing better than Tua at the early part of the season, and just
that has changed.
That has
the size queens have to take a step back, like Homer disappearing.
I still think Justin Herbert can be elite. I think he's obviously going through ups and downs right now. However, I think what we've seen happen this year with the Jalen Waddle, Jalen Phillips, Javon Holland, who was an absolute steal in the second round. That's been really fun to watch. I think probably your one knock is, hey, like we could have used a running back, but if you found something in Duke Johnson and everything will be put.
But you can get a running back next year. You can get a running back next year.
Sure.
I mean, running backs come out all the time. They just haven't felt like choosing one early. That's been their issue. They just don't feel like picking one. And I think, my whole thing has been from the get-go is they've done this on purpose because the first couple of years you're developing a line and you're developing a quarterback and you're developing an offense. So if you draft a young running back, you're using him up. He's taking a beating. He's taking all kinds of hits. and your team still isn't good yet. But if you wait till year 4 or 5 to add your running back, by then your quarterback has developed, your line has developed, your receivers have developed, your defense has developed. Now you plug the kid in, and then now he walks into a situation that's really good, and he can excel. And I keep reminding people about this. Most of your backs nowadays are going to be one contract guys. Unless you happen to hit on that guy that is so good that you're willing to give him that fat contract for the second one. So I think these guys are looking at it going, well, let's wait till everything's in place. We'll draft a guy. He's only going to be a one contract guy more often than not. So we'll use him up for 4 or 5 years, and then we'll move on to the next guy, the next guy, and the next guy, and so on and so forth. So I think they've waited for that because that position is so interchangeable that they'll be able to find one whenever they really need one. Right now, they're worried about all the other pieces to develop. That's just me.
No, you took the words out of my mouth, because I think what you see what happens when you design your offense around a running back, because they are so interchangeable and they're banged up all the time. Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. I mean, these are guys that
everybody gets burned that gives a big contract.
And Najee Harris is playing well, but he's not winning Pittsburgh games. So I think, you look at the Jalen Phillips pick there, and maybe some wanted Najee Harris there. And at this point you're saying, wow, Jalen Phillips is so much more. He's so much more
valuable.
He's so much more of a game changer than Najee is for Pittsburgh. So I think what's happening in the front office is working. It'll be interesting to see if things change in the front office and in the coaching rooms, how things kind of shift there. But I think the more Flores is putting his handprint on things, I think he's had a lot of say in these picks. I know that he was very, very high on Javon Holland coming out of the draft, and that was big for Brian Flores to get him. So, the more that you have your coach evaluating players along with your scouting department, I think that can be a really big recipe for success. I mean, you see what happens in other places where the coaches and the general managers work together. And I think that can be a really important part of this team's long-term success.
And by the way, 2020, listen, if you hit on Tua, the draft's great.
For sure.
It doesn't matter what else. But if you really think about it, you do have Brandon Jones in that draft, and you do have Raekwon Davis in that draft.
Love Brandon Jones. Love Raekwon Davis. Yes.
Yeah. So really, that 2020 draft, people are overreacting also on that. That was headed in the right direction also. I mean, all you got to do is hit on Tua, but you already hit on Raekwon Davis, and Brandon Jones is developing into a nice, strong safety. So
what overshadows that draft in 2020 is Noah Igbenogany, who can't get on the field, and
he's not supposed
and Austin Jackson, who you needed to be a tackle. You wanted him to be a tackle. You needed him to be a tackle, and he's not. So,
but if he ends up as a guard at 18, you know how many guards get picked at that point? Lots.
Sure.
So if he ends up as a good guard at 18, it becomes a successful pick. And if Eichenberg ends up at tackle, it becomes a successful pick. And if Hunt turns out good, then 3 of your 5 guys are good. And if Dieter actually turns out to be serviceable, then 4 out of your 5 guys.
Sure.
Which, you know what you mean? You got to put a statue for Chris Greer outside the stadium if he ends up hitting on 4 of the 5 offensive linemen. That's ridiculous.
All right. Well, we'll see. I think there's a lot still to be determined there. And I think there's still, I know you're a big Tua guy, but I think Tua still has a lot to prove before he can be the for sure seen franchise quarterback of the future for this team. So there's still time to evaluate that 2020 draft. I think 2021, A-, I'll give him. It was awesome. Thought it was really good.
All right. What's the prediction tonight, Ruthie? What happens?
Well, I told you I want them to blow them out, but I don't know if they will. So I'm going to say, I know Omar said 30 points. I think the Dolphins should score 35 points. I'd like to see some sort of defensive score. I would like to see something happen where you're going to get this kid to make a mistake. You're going to get a short field. You're going to do something to capitalize on all of Ian Book's mistakes in his first NFL start. So I'm going to say the Dolphins score 35 points. Saints 17. 35-17.
There you go. Follow her on Twitter. What were you going to say?
I was going to say those Saints points could be kind of like garbage time. Like, I think this game's gonna be put to bed early.
Oh God, that would be fantastic.
You were talking earlier about how the Cowboys game last night, how it was like that game was over so early, and you were like, I would love to see that tonight. It's only the team, like Dallas fans were the only ones that liked that game last night, because I'm sitting there waiting for my show to go on Sunday night, and I'm like, this game is taking forever, and it is done. So, I hope it's interesting, and I hope we get a good glimpse, and I hope the world can see the turnaround that this Dolphins team has had. It's been really, really fun to watch, and the credit goes to the players, the credit goes to the coaching staff that they were able to stay together and now give themselves a shot to make the postseason. I'm very, very excited. It's been a blast to cover this win streak.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's been a lot of fun, man. Let's hope they can complete the run by getting some wins over the next couple of weeks here. Follow her on Twitter at Ruthie Polinsky, and catch her at NBC6 when they don't keep her away from the building, doing her thing. Ruthie, as always, thank you. You're awesome. We will talk again.
All right, let's do it again soon. Okay, bye.
You got it. There you go. Ruthie Polinsky. All right, good stuff as always. You know who is next? Ira Winderman, baby. We're going to talk a little Heat basketball. Last night, they got it done against the Doids from the Orlando Magic. And those of you that don't know what Doids are, well, then you don't know Dave Barry, because years ago, Dave Barry called them Doids. Dave would be happy that I would remember something that he wrote 30 years ago. He would be happy about that. We love you, Dave. Anyway, let's take a break. Ira Winderman and our accurate Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. That is next.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Heat fans, time for the best insight of your favorite team with insider Ira Winderman, exclusively on the Big O Radio Show. It's the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. Here's Ira Winderman.
All righty. It's a beautiful morning, man. I'm watching Polka Dot about to hit $33. I told you last week when it was at $25, $24, get on that Polka Dot. Telling you. Man, that is good. Crypto market is exploding. Ira Winderman covers a team that's part of a crypto arena, an FTX arena. Good morning, Ira. How are you doing, sir?
I am doing as good as the Heat. A little winning streak going here. Life is good. And it's sort of like I wrote on my blog at sunsentinel.com. When you get the soft part of the schedule, you have to seize the moment. And so we've had an Indiana team that has quit on its season. We've had a Detroit team that is the worst team in the league and looks like it. We have an Orlando team that's just been decimated, not too good. You have to build up equity because, well, I guess to steal a phrase, winter is coming. And if every team is losing a third to a half of its roster, it will happen with the Heat. The Heat had more testing today at the arena, more employees, not players, but others did test positive. So it's just the way it is, and you have to be ready. So you build equity in the standings now. You take the wins when you can from the Pacers, from the Pistons, from the Magic. Now tomorrow you have Washington without Bradley Beal. You have San Antonio without DeJounte Murray. You get those games because it will happen.
Why are you taking that equity, young man? Why? Why are you taking that equity?
What do you mean there, Big O?
Just like yours truly, who invests in to Ethereum when it's at 16 and 1700 and now it's at 4100. Well, they invested in Max Strus.
Yes.
They invested in Caleb Martin. They invested in Yurt Savin. They invested in Gabe Vincent. I'm sorry, Gabe. I disrespected you by forgetting you there. They invested in that, and that has last night. What was it? What was it? 59-49. What was it? 59 points with those four guys.
Yeah.
That investment has paid off because they're now deeper than any of us ever imagined.
And you have to be in this season of protocols. I think right now, Big O, the number is like a quarter of the league is in protocols. And don't kid yourself. You're not going to escape this just with Caleb Martin getting in and Kyle Lowry going in at one at a time. It's not the way it is in society. Now, I think they're going to shorten the quarantine period. I think it'll be 6 days. I think Kyle Lowry can be back sooner. But even Caleb Martin said, everyone was saying he's asymptomatic. He said, no, he felt pretty bad the first 2 days. He slept the first 2 days. So it'll happen. It's just interesting. Around the league with everyone, it's because of COVID. With the Heat, it's because of injuries. You don't get the same relief from the NBA due to injuries. If you have a COVID player, you get a 10-day guy. You don't have to count him on the cap. You don't have to count him on the tax. If you have an injured guy, the league goes, well, that's how it always was. If you want to replace him, you have to pay for it. So you're right. The one interesting thing I thought about yesterday was this. Of all the guys who played, KZ Okpala was the one who didn't. In a game against a bad team like that.
Yeah.
Look, we know who they respect. We know who they're willing to run with. Max Strus is almost a starter. He's played more minutes in recent games than Duncan Robinson, and deservedly so.
Yeah.
Gabe Vincent's sort of the universal donor. He started at shooting guard when Jimmy was out. He's starting now at point guard when Kyle Lowry's out. He hasn't missed a beat. He can do that. Omar Yurtseven against the bottom third centers, maybe bottom 50% centers, can absolutely hold his own. He's going to get some matchups eventually coming up next week against DeAndre Ayton and players like that, and it'll be a real challenge for him. Might have to guard someone like a Draymond Green. But for now, you take advantage where you can. You build your equity, crypto or otherwise, in the standings. So when winter comes and we get players X, Y, and Z in COVID protocol, you can survive it. This really is a testament, 1, to their scouting program, 2, to their developmental program, and 3, to the greatness of Eric Spoelstra, that he's basically saying, you give me a bunch of chicken feathers and I'll make chicken soup out of it. And it's been delicious lately.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. Again, I'm watching that last night, and then Yurtseven has his start, and he goes 16 points, 15 rebounds, a couple of assists. I mean, he's been a rebounding machine, which is awesome. And it's interesting because somebody was asking you on the Ask Ira, what role is Markieff Morris coming back to? All of a sudden, last night, I'm thinking, what's Dwayne Dedmon coming back to?
Yeah.
Because, you trust him, but all of a sudden you're going, well, wait a minute, young guy here has better offensive skills. Maybe we put young man in there a little more and a little less of Dwayne Dedmon, all this kind of stuff. And you start to look at it, and we can play who's coming back to what minutes on several positions on this team.
Absolutely.
Because of several young players playing well and stepping up. I mean, Duncan Robinson, you keep stinking out the place, guess what? You're not going to be playing a lot of minutes either.
Absolutely, Big O. And that's why at Ask Ira at SunSentinel.com, I said, my thought is this. There are 5 guaranteed minutes guys on this team. Bam Adebayo, PJ Tucker, Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, and Tyler Hero. Every game they are available, they will get a significant chunk of minutes. After that, to me, it's about matchups. It's about need. It's about riding the hot hand. And I even wrote it as one of my Ask Ira answers the other day. And you go back, Big O, follow this team forever. You understand it. I think Duncan Robinson could eventually wind up in the Luke Babbitt role, where he's a nominal starter at the start of each half. If he makes his shots, just like when Luke Babbitt made his threes, you play him a little longer. If not, he comes out 5-6 minutes into the game and maybe doesn't go back into the start of the second half. So I think there's 5 guys that are your anchor guys, not all starters. Tyler's been terrific, except when he gets kicked out for 2 Ts as a 6th man in this league. Everyone else, some days it'll be Strus, sometimes it'll be Robinson, sometimes it'll be Gabe Vincent and Dwayne Dedmon. And you're right, Big O. There might be small ball where all of a sudden you don't need a Dwayne Dedmon, because in yesterday's game, Caleb Martin for a few minutes was the Heat center. And that's what Eric Spoelstra does as well as anyone. It's because he's had so many playoff series. When he had the big 3, he can treat these as playoff series. Okay, the other team has this. I have this. Let's strategize. Like he did when he strategized to ruin the career of Jeremy Lin. He loves the individual challenge. And look at yesterday. He didn't have Caron Butler because of protocols. He didn't have his lead assistant, Chris Quinn, because of protocols. So he moves Anthony Carter and Eric Glass to the front of the bench, and he still finds a way. Eric Spoelstra's creativity and mind for the game, I'm going to say this, and you're going to say it's sacrilege, I think rivals that of Pat Riley. I think from a strategy standpoint, he might be ahead. Pat, from a motivation standpoint, will never be matched. He'll write the books. We'll read the books.
Yeah.
But Eric's thinking man's guide for the NBA is fantastic. And we saw that again yesterday against an undermanned opponent. But still, Eric doesn't care what you got. He just works with what he's got.
I think he's better than Riley in that sense. I hate to say it. Riley's the more complete one because strategy and motivation makes Riley, one of the greatest of all time.
Right.
But I've watched Spo change up and win with so many different teams already in his career. Right. And where Riley was big man oriented always, dude. He had one way of doing things.
And you don't switch and you don't double team and you guard your man. And he did it to his
detriment because he hurt Spo with the whole, because he was so in love with the whole Whiteside crap and the big man, and he could develop into this and that. And we weren't even the game was changing, and Spo has had the vision of watching the game change. He's been part of this movement. He has been part of influencing the non-positional thing. And then I've watched him actually change up from one style of play to another. I think he has been magnificent as an X's and O's guy, as a guy that understands what pieces fit with others, how he changes up the games at times. I think he's been better than Riley at that.
Well, you coached to your era. Pat coached to his era in the 80s and 90s of physical smash mouth ball when he had Kurt Rambis, when he had Charles Oakley and Anthony Mason in New York. You coached to your style. Eric is coaching to these days' style. And Eric has been willing to adjust. He adjusted to the three-point shot, but he said, you know what? He did a coach's clinic in Las Vegas one year and said, but if you're going to leave all these two-point shots open, I'll take them also. And Jimmy Butler has done that and has become an efficient NBA player. So you coach to the moment. You don't get set in your ways. I think Pat Riley will be the first to admit this. He was set in his ways. When they added zone defense, he's like, I'm not doing that. I'm doing what I do. He's sort of like all of our dads. They just had their way, and that was it. And you respect that because you coached your era. Eric Spoelstra, I think, has the flexibility to step into any specific day and say, okay, this game calls for this. That game calls for that. And this winds back to your question to me about Markieff Morris. There will be games where there are Markieff Morris games, and there'll be games where they're not. I think what you're going to see more of the Big O is this. You're going to see more of a Heat rotation where some guys play a lot of minutes in some games and don't play at all in the next game. Yesterday, Eric Spoelstra decided, you know what? The swingman minutes in the big man rotation are going to go to Caleb Martin now that he's back. So KZ Okpala doesn't play at all, even though he had played very well in some previous games. So I think that's the approach he's going to take.
So Dedmon, Markieff, and Duncan could be guys that their minutes could be altered down the stretch. And
Absolutely.
then, so what we're saying is they could be very New England Patriots, very scheme-oriented at times, is what you're saying.
You might see the Heat throw only 3 passes in a game if the running game is going, if it's smash mouth. And look, Jimmy Butler said that after yesterday's game. I play a different game than Kyle Lowry. We slow it down. The Heat won with 93 points. I'm going to get to the foul line. It's who I am. So he says guys have to adjust. And Omer has to be stronger on the roll to the basket. I don't need him shooting pick and pops. I'm the popper. I'm the guy who's going to shoot those. You go hard, Omer. You should have had 20-plus points yesterday if you rolled harder. So you're going to have to be able to adjust. Eric Spoelstra has adjusted. Now his players have to adjust also. There will be Kyle games. There will be Jimmy games. And there will be Bam games. This team has shown it's not just a single style. It's whatever they need in the moment.
And by the way, yesterday, it was kind of bittersweet. And I know Lowry's out, so Jimmy has to play.
Sure.
But coming off of all that time off, man, I was kind of like, I didn't like the 35 minutes. I know it's the Magic and all that. I know they needed him because they didn't have their main ball handler in Lowry. That was the only thing that I did not like, that I thought Jimmy played a lot of minutes considering it's his first game back. I kind of want to pace him a little bit more, but
and that
I understood why they had to.
And that's going to be a litmus test on Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday at home against the Wizards. Wednesday in San Antonio, who's been playing better even with DeJounte Murray out in protocols now. So I am curious, does Eric play the Tuesday game to win and the Wednesday game is sort of a schedule loss? How does he approach it? how many bodies he's going to have. He's so short on bodies. He has no Bam, no Dedmon. Will PJ Tucker come back? Oladipo remains out. Morris remains out. I'm really curious after the game tomorrow how many guys get on that plane. Is PJ Tucker close enough to get on the plane? Is Markieff Morris close enough to get on the plane? Is Kyle Lowry close enough out of protocols that he eventually can be on a plane and join the team of the West Coast? So everything is still up in the air, and the hope again is around All-Star time, have all your guys together and then saying, we have this, we can do that. This is a deep roster, it's a talented roster, and no, it would not surprise me to see the Miami Heat win the Eastern Conference this season. There is not a single team in this conference that they cannot beat in a 7-game playoff series.
All right, Ira, I am shocked that I have not seen pictures on social media that somebody busted him doing this, because it's obvious that somehow or another Udonis Haslem went to St. Augustine, went to the Fountain of Youth, had some of that disgusting water, because it does taste like crap if you've ever been there, but it's magical because somehow or another Udonis Haslem yesterday has been productive in his last couple of outings.
Sure.
Yesterday in 11 minutes, my man had 8 points and 5 rebounds. The Fountain of Youth has found Udonis Haslem.
In limited doses, but again, he also only played 11 minutes. You have to recognize
drink a lot of that water?
Yep.
No.
Maybe a little more of the water. So I'm saying, but at 41, he's also limited doses right now. And again, this is not to take away from what UD has done, but you're talking about the 2 worst teams in the Eastern Conference.
I know, but still, man.
You're talking about teams with no centers. Can Udonis Haslem get it done in Summer League? Can he get it done in preseason? Sure. Can he get it done against the worst teams in the league? Look, take me out to the West Coast. If he gets it done against Draymond Green, if he gets it done against DeAndre Ayton, then I'll look at it a little differently. It's a luxury right now that you have this schedule. Even tomorrow, the Wizards come in. I believe that UD can play against a Daniel Gafford. You know, I think against Jakob Poeltl, I think he can play those kind of minutes. But then there'll be some ultimate challenges. There will be games, believe me, Big O, whether it's our Acura Penguin Pines report twice a week, our Pallet Rock City for an hour every Monday inside the paint. There will be games when you realize you miss Bam and you miss Dedmon. And going without top 2 centers, it's eventually going to be a problem. You simply can't get by against quality. Right now, the schedule is soft. That's what I wrote about. And you have to take advantage of the soft schedule.
By the way, is there any part, we'll wrap it up with this.
Sure.
Is there any part of Markieff Morris that has regrets about taking the cheap shot on Jokic now? Because one, you have suffered a neck injury or whiplash that has kept you out so long. And now it's also not only kept you out so long, that it's kept you out long enough that other people have developed.
Yes.
And as the late, great Mad Dog would say, there's always a shoeless man outside the door waiting to take your job. And so, you know, the repercussions of that foul are getting deeper and deeper for Markieff Morris.
And Big O, we spoke about it. Why did Nikola Jokic only get a 1-game suspension? Because he got into it with a recidivist in Markieff Morris, who is known to trigger those type of incidents. Yes, I believe that Markieff Morris will come back as a feisty player, but I think it's also lesson learned. That if you're going to create car crashes, you can wind up with whiplash. You can wind up missing times. Your team needs you to be able to be on the court. He tweeted out the other day, I'm closer than you think. I think that's great. I want to see what he has, but he's going to have to earn the minutes because some of this was, unfortunately, Big O, of his own doing also. That's the difference there. So I think he has to earn his way back. You get a guy like Max Strus starting at power forward for whatever reason. It's worked. Eric Spoelstra will play the hot hand. Eric Spoelstra owes an apology to no one. And yes, you're right. What Markieff Morris was part of was something to a degree of his own creation.
You're right. You got him winning against the Wizards tomorrow night?
Yeah, I think with Bradley Beal out, I do. And again, I'd like to see him get the first 2 of the trip in first 3 in San Antonio, in Houston, and then go into Sacramento, because after that, you have Golden State, you have Portland, you have Phoenix. Stay afloat, stay above water. Looks like you're going to wind up with Bam Adebayo back in mid-January. You might have Dwayne Dedmon back a little bit before that. Hopefully, Kyle Lowry is just the minimum 6 days and not 10 right now. You'll be in good shape. You have to buy time. Beat the bad teams. That's how you build a good season.
And holy crap, wait till Golden State gets fully healthy when they get Clay back.
Yeah.
Oh my
And that
God.
Golden State game is also going to be second night of a back-to-back after Sacramento. That might be a schedule loss also. You might all of a sudden see a Heat preseason lineup rolled out there because Eric Spoelstra also has to be prudent with his schedule.
Follow him on Twitter at Ira Heatbeat. Catch his work at the South Florida Sun Sentinel. And folks, as I always say, man, please subscribe and support our local journalists who do an excellent job of covering our local teams. And, of course, you can catch Ira here several times a week. He'll be back on Wednesday at 9 a.m. for the Pallet Rack City Inside the Paint show, and then back on Friday with the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report. Ira, as always, thank you, my friend. Enjoy the basketball. We will talk again on Friday.
Like the OG, I just try to give you 11 quality minutes when I can. Thank you, Big O.
You do it every time, sir. There you go. That is Ira Winderman. Had to bring out the mashup hat just for the segment. All right, let's do this. Give me 30 seconds here. That was the Ira Winderman, Acura Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat, an NBA report.
You've been listening to the Acura of Pembroke Pines, Miami Heat, and NBA report with Ira Winderman. When you're looking for award-winning service and great deals from the #1 volume Acura sales dealership in the Southeast United States, you go to Craig's Inn Acura of Pembroke Pines at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
All right, we are back. We're back. Yes. It's a beautiful thing. Thank you all out there, as always, for being so supportive on the show. Please smash the hell out of the like button, all right? If you're listening to the podcast, smash the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, please smash the like button. If you want to make a donation, Cash App or Venmo, that is Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show. And, of course, don't forget, you can protect your home, your business with the Slomin's Shield. And right now, folks, we can get you a free doorbell camera. 1-800-ALARM-ME. Protect your family, protect your pets, protect your home with the Slomin's Home Security. 1-800-ALARM-ME. And right now, the first 40 Big O listeners who dial 1-800-ALARM-ME will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with the installation of your Slomin's Shield. And that's not all, folks. Slomin's is going to give you a free, listen to this, customized home security system and a professional installation when you get their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 Big O listeners right now, 1-800-ALARM-ME, you will receive a free doorbell camera, folks. There you go. All right. So you'll get the doorbell camera with the installation of your Slomin's Shield. So keep your family safe like we do here in the Alzigari household. Really easy to use. You can check out all the cameras through your smartphone wherever you're at. Doesn't matter if they're delivering food or delivering a package or anything like that. Man, I'm telling you, your Slomin's Shield will be the best thing that you need to protect your home and family, folks. So check it out. 1-800-ALARM-ME. All right. Let's see. Troy says, oh, your show is on fire this morning with all these guests. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. So I wanted to talk a little bit about, what's gone on in the last 24 hours. So let me ask you, all you Justin Herbert lovers out there. He's so fantastic and so superior to Tua, because he's so big and beautiful and he's got this long hair and he can throw it through the stadium and all that good stuff. So how did it work out last night? How did it work out yesterday against the Houston Texans? Because, I watched the guy that peed all over his pants yesterday with the big, beautiful hair and the big arm and throwing it through a stadium and all those stats that he puts up and everything. He's got the better receivers, the better running game, the better offensive line, the better coaches. You know, Tua wins tonight. They both have 8 wins. Tua does it with shitty coaches. He does it with broken ribs. He does it with a fractured finger. He does it with receivers that are inconsistent. He does it with an offensive line that doesn't block well. He has no running game. And yet he has only one less win than Justin Herbert. And tonight, if they happen to beat the New Orleans Saints on the road, he will have 8 wins, just like the amazing Justin Herbert. But I thought Justin Herbert was like God. I thought he was already a Pro Bowler. I thought he was an All-Pro already. I thought he was already elite. But if he's all those things, why can't he beat the Texans? Why is he peeing in his pants at the end of a game, throwing a pick 6? I'm just wondering for all of you Justin Herbert lovers out there, because Tua sucks and Justin Herbert's fantastic and Tua can't play and Justin Herbert's great and Tua only throws for 5 yards and Justin Herbert can throw it for 75 yards. But, I mean, what's going on? What happened to all the Justin Herbert lovers? I'm just wondering, are they all there hanging out with the Mac Jones as the next Tom Brady also? And what did we say on this show months ago? Slow your ass down on Tua. Give him time to develop. Give him time to actually figure out the damn offensive line and everything else, and he'll be fine. And eventually, he's gotten better. What did I tell you about Justin Herbert? Okay, he's got all the athletic ability. He looks beautiful out there on the runway. Now, let's see if he can win big games now. Now, let's see if he can win big moments. Now, let's see if he can elevate his team. Or is he just a product of the system? So they needed a quarterback to elevate yesterday. Why didn't the great Justin Herbert elevate against the Houston Texans, the team that has traded every possible player they can possibly trade outside of the alleged rapist, Deshaun Watson? But they've traded everybody else that they can possibly trade. And yet they went out there and they controlled Justin Herbert. But I mean, he's so good, dude. Right? I mean, the way you guys describe Justin Herbert sometimes, some of you out there, right? You guys had him in the Hall of Fame. In fact, Sean, we went to the Hall of Fame. Weren't we at the Hall of Fame? Didn't we go to no, I went to the Hall of Fame, Sean. I'm sorry. Sean, did I post any pictures of Justin Herbert in the Hall of Fame? Did it have his bust there? No? Damn. But I thought his bust was supposed to be there already because he's so good. He's so phenomenal, Justin Herbert. I mean, you can't lose with the kid. I mean, the Dolphins are freaking morons for not taking Justin Herbert. He's clearly the better quarterback by miles and miles and miles. He's so good that you give him everything better than Tua, and he still can't do better than Tua. That's how good Justin Herbert is. You can give Justin Herbert the better weapons, the better coach, the better running game, the better offensive line, and he still can't win more than Tua. That's how fantastic Justin Herbert is. Isn't that awesome? Oh, and by the way, Justin Herbert lost to Tua. But, Justin Herbert, he's the golden child. Tua's just a goofball. He's an Oompa Loompa. Come on. What the hell's Tua gonna do? Who the hell is Tua? Like he accomplished anything in college. Just like Justin Herbert. I mean, Justin Herbert, remember in college? Remember the national title? Huh? Remember those big moments for Justin Herbert, right? Because, I mean, he is all world. Right? I mean, he's fantastic. Justin Herbert is God. When they remake Willy Wonka, we'll see Tua there. Oompa, loompa, doompa dee doo. I've got another puzzle for you. AH360. Oh, Tua got beat by the Jags and tried to lose against the Jets last week. So let's not look at individual performances. And Tua beat Herbert. Okay? Tua beat Herbert. That's all. Doesn't matter what you say. Tua beat Herbert. What else you got to say? And in the end, Herbert isn't any better than Tua. That's my point. So AH360, appreciate the donation, but everybody that was kissing Justin Herbert's ass can kiss my ass. You know why, AH360? Because all of you bragging about Justin Herbert, you're all full of shit. And you're all wrong. Because you all labeled him something that he isn't. So it's not a matter of me bragging about Tua, my friend. It's me about putting down all the idiots that got on the Justin Herbert bandwagon and ran their effing mouths. Because you're all looking like a bunch of idiots now. Why? Because you jumped on the front of the train. You put the cart in front of the horse. You made Justin Herbert something he isn't, something he wasn't in college. So all of a sudden, he's all God in the NFL when he wasn't even in college all God. That's my point, my man. Okay? It's not about the Tua thing. But I'll add the Tua thing because he beat Justin Herbert. So bottom line is, I'm more impressed with Tua, who does it with less and fractured ribs and a fractured finger, than I am with Justin Herbert, who has everything at his disposal, including being 6'5", including having a rocket arm. He has better coaches, he has better talent around him, and he can't do any better than Tua. That's the point, and those are the facts. The facts are that Justin Herbert is not better than Tua. Even with all the advantages he has over Tua, he's not better than Tua. Those are the facts. So I'm just going to laugh at every one of you fools that kept talking crap about a guy that hasn't accomplished anything in college or the NFL yet. Okay? He's not better than Tua, and he can't beat Tua. So, last time I checked, I'm going to put Tua ahead of Justin Herbert. Oh, and by the way, where is all the other guys for New England? I thought he was the next Tommy Brady. Right? I mean, he looks like Tom. He throws like Tom. Oh, he's Tommy. Oh, yeah, we don't need Tommy Brady. Let him go to Tampa. We've got our guy. We got Mac Jones. Mackie Jones, baby. Yeah. That guy. Whoo. He's tearing it up. Yeah. Chargers helped the Dolphins big time. No. Chargers choked for the Dolphins big time. Let's not. They didn't help us. They choked. Okay. I saw Justin Herbert and I looked at him and he had a big old stain on his crotch. Okay. He was just peeing on himself. That's what I saw yesterday. I saw a quarterback that peed on himself right on the field. In fact, maybe we'll call him Justin Pampers Herbert now. Or Justin Depends. He's a little older now. He's outgrown Pampers. So maybe we need Depends for Justin Herbert so he doesn't pee on himself in those kind of moments. I know, that's what I saw last night. I saw a dude pee on himself absolutely like, Hour number 3 is next. And we'll see if Justin Herbert pees on himself again next week.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, aka the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Sprally Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
I don't think there's anything dumber when I see on the chat board, oh, Herbert's top 5, Herbert's top 10. He peed in his pants yesterday against the Houston Texans. Dana goes, oh, so Tua threw a pick 6 last week against the Jets. Yeah, but he came back and drove him down the field for a score. What did Herbert do? He peed in his pants, period. They needed a touchdown. They needed him to drive. What did he do? He was a yellow belly bastard. That's what he was yesterday against the Texans. That's the difference. You can throw a pick 6, but then what do you do after that? That's the difference. Tua then drove down and got it done. No Keenan Allen on his team. No Mike Williams on his team. And he didn't even have Waddle last week. So a guy that pees in his pants against the Texans is a top 5 or top 10 quarterback. A guy that's never won anything is a top 5 or top 10 quarterback in some of your eyes. He's never taken them to the playoffs. He hasn't won anything. Oh, but he throws a couple of decent games and some stats, so that's good. But when they actually need him, he can't come through. So that makes him a top 5 or top 10. That's freaking hilarious, man. Talk about size queens. Man, there are so many of you out there that are size queens. There's the right now, Herbert's in the top 10 in yards, completion attempts. I don't care about the stats. Stats are for losers, Dana. And you're a loser if you think Herbert is a top 10. You don't know jack shit about quarterbacks. Anybody that says Herbert's a top 10, you don't know anything about quarterbacks. Nothing. All right? You want to go by stats? You go ahead and go by stats. Stats never give you the entire story. And it just shows that you're just prisoners of the moment. You don't really watch the games. You're just tools that follow somebody else that says it. That's it. In no one's eyes that actually watches football would say Justin Herbert's a top 10 quarterback. He hasn't won anything. You got to have cojones to be a top 10 quarterback. You got to have won something. You got to earn it to be there. You watch Joe Burrow? Have you watched him? That's Justin Herbert in his dreams can't play like Joe Burrow, and he's not top 10 yet. But he's well on his way. He's way ahead of Tua, Herbert, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones. Every young quarterback that's come out the last couple of years, none of them are Joe Burrow. Go watch that kid. That's moxie. That's cojones. Okay? You want to watch a young quarterback that you want to say is close to getting up there? It's Joe Burrow, you idiots, not Justin Herbert. I mean, really, seriously. Learn about football, Dana. Learn, because it sounds really stupid. Any of you, I don't care who you are. If you say Justin Herbert's a top 10, you're an idiot. You're a dumbass. And I don't care who you are. If you're a former player, if you're a talk show host, if you're a writer, you're a dumbass if you think Justin Herbert is a top 10. Respect the people you put in the top 10. They got to do something. They got to be able to accomplish something to be in the top 10. You just don't hand that to some people, that some kid that puts up some stats and doesn't win jack shit. Jeff George put up a bunch of stats. Doesn't mean anything. There have been quarterbacks in this league that put up all kinds of stats. Doesn't make them great quarterbacks. Sometimes they're just a product of what they're a part of. Yesterday, Justin Herbert had a chance to beat a bad team. And if he's so good, and if his team's so good, you don't pee in your pants at the end of the game throwing a pick six. You don't. You show moxie and you come back. That's what you do. Go watch Joe Burrow play the game. Watch the games. I don't know how many times I have to say that in a show every day. Watch the effing games. Don't be tools and repeat what another idiot on television or some dumbass writer that doesn't actually watch all the games. Don't repeat what they say. Actually go watch it for yourself. And if you say Justin Herbert is top 10, you're an idiot. Top 10 is for actual quarterbacks that have accomplished something in this league, that can actually carry teams and can be difference makers in key moments. Justin Herbert has yet to prove that in Oregon or in the NFL. Let me repeat that again. Justin Herbert has yet to prove he's a difference maker at Oregon or in the NFL. He didn't beat anybody at Oregon of any kind. Oregon never beats anybody of elite fashion. What has Oregon accomplished? I'm sorry, I must have missed all the national titles they've been a part of. So when Justin Herbert starts winning big, it'll be the first effing time he does it. So when he does it, come back to me. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that I don't know what I'm talking about. But for now, when you're peeing in your pants against the Houston Texans, you're not a top 10 quarterback. At least if you were telling me Joe Burrow, man, at least you have a case. But Justin Herbert, I laugh at you, bro. I laugh at your lack of knowledge. I laugh that you're a prisoner of the moment, that you're a casual football fan, because you cannot be hardcore. Yeah. Let's see what else. Earl Campbell, when you ask, is Tua a top 10, in which category are you talking about, QB or passer rating? None of these young QBs are in the top 10. Okay? Like I said, Joe Burrow's the only guy that you can start to maybe make that conversation because he's got Cincinnati. What are they? 9 or 10 wins? They're 9-6 now. Since a freaking natty is 9-6. That's enormous, dude. Every single GM disagrees with you, Big O, but they're all wrong and Orlando is correct. What GMs disagree with me? Why? Because the Chargers took them? I don't know what GM is saying. Please send me the quotes, my man. Scummy, let's go, bro. I'm going to put you on the spot. Please send me right now the quotes of the GMs that are putting Justin Herbert top 10 in the NFL. Please send them to me because I know you're full of shit. So send them to me. I want the links right now, bro. Send them to me. Big O Radio Show at yahoo.com. Go ahead. Send me the links of the GMs around the league that are saying Justin Herbert's a top 10 right now. Go ahead, send them to me. I bet I won't get one. See, there's a lot of you that you talk a lot and then you have no proof whatsoever. This is the wrong show to do it. So go ahead, Scummy. Send me those links. Send me those links. Please send me those links. If I don't get a link from you from a GM that says Justin Herbert's a top 10 quarterback right now, if I don't have one today, I promise you the next time I see your name on there, I'm blocking you. How about that? How about that, Scummy? So send me the links, my brother. Big O Radio Show at yahoo.com. You're a text tough guy, right? You're a text tough guy. Now you opened your mouth now, right? I'm going to start teaching some of you some hard lessons on this show. Okay? You better send me a link of an article of a GM in the NFL right now that says he's top 10. And I'm pretty sure this might be the last day on the chat board for you, Scummy. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay? I think I'm 1,000% sure. Because I'm sure there's no GM right now being quoted saying Justin Herbert's a top 10 quarterback in the NFL. But you go ahead and send me those articles. Big O Radio Show at yahoo.com, my man. You guys want to run your mouths, right? And you never have any proof for what you run your mouth because you usually get it from a Facebook post, right? So I'm going to teach you guys because what we do on radio or they do in writing is usually we give you a case, and when we talk about something, we'll give you the proof behind it, or we'll tell you how it's developed. But those of you like Scummy that you just want to throw out stuff that is not factually correct, okay? So I need an article, Scummy, so I can apologize tomorrow to you for GMs are saying Justin Herbert are top 10. But if you don't have that, okay, instead of an apology, I will block your ass and you will not be on the chat board anymore. And you're on there all the day and you support the hell out of the show. But I have to use some of you as an example, not to run your mouth and say shit when you have no proof behind it. But you go ahead and send me that article. Okay? You send me that article. Send me that article, Scummy. Or you better not even comment anymore on the show, because if I see it, it's blocked. Okay? Too much CBD for you, Big O. I never stated my comment was concerning Herbert being top 10. What is it? What is top 10 then, Scummy? What are you backtracking at? What are you backtracking about? What did you say was top 10? What is it? No, it's funny. It's hilarious. Oh, no, I'm not saying it. Brother, I better see the article. I'm just telling you. All right? I better see the articles. Don't this backing away BS, that don't fly with me, bro. I'm here every day, right or wrong. And I'm going to be wrong a lot. But I'll be here. Okay? But I'm not going to come up with fake stats. Oh, hey, NFL people are saying that Justin Herbert's top 10. Nobody says that. And nobody in the NFL is going to tell you that. He might be top 10 talent. They might think he might be, but he's not a top 10 quarterback. You got to win first. You got to accomplish something before you're a top 10. None of these young quarterbacks Burrow's the only guy that I would say, maybe we can make an argument there, because he's showing me some moxie and some moments that are he's awesome, bro. He's awesome. Joe Burrow I salute Joe Burrow. That is one man that's a baller right there. Big O, where do you rank Josh Allen? I don't know, man. He's somewhere in that top bottom end of the 10 to 15, somewhere there because of his inaccuracy. But he has all the ability to be up there, that's for damn sure. If he puts a year together like he did last year, he's easily a top 5. But he's shown this year that he's a lot more like what he was the first 2 years, that there's a lot of inaccuracy at times, and it shows up at any moment. You know what I mean? So Josh is somewhere in the bottom end of the top 10 to early top 15 is probably where I would put him, only because he's inaccurate. I thought last year I was wrong that he fixed his inaccuracies, but it was just one of those flukish things that everything kind of went his way last year. And this year he's proven that he's a lot more like he was in year 2, actually. He's not like year 1. Year 1, he was terrible. Year 2, he was good. And then year 3, he was great. You know what I mean? So he's like somewhere in the middle of that. So as long as his arm still has that inaccuracy stuff to it, I can't put you in the upper echelon of the elite, because those are the guys that are pinpoint accurate all the time. It's rare for them to be off. For Josh, I've watched him several times this year. He still throws stuff. He's still erratic with his arm. So I can't put you right up there. Okay? Scummy called in an audible. Omaha. Yeah, he did. He completely yellow-bellied out of the whole thing. Rush says, what I don't like is that we only respect big arms. Meanwhile, Joe Montana's in the Hall of Fame with 4 championships. Bob Greasy's in the Hall of Fame with 2 championships. Drew Brees has got a championship. These are guys that did not have big arms at all. I watched them. They had average arms at best. Tua has the same arm as those guys. Same exact arm. He can be just as successful as any of those guys. It all depends on what kind of talent you're going to have around you. What kind of coach is going to be coaching you. Look at all the 3 coaches to those guys. Don Shula, Peyton, what's it called? Not Peyton. What's it called? Oh, it is Peyton, right? His name is Peyton, right? The New Orleans coach, what's his name? Sean Payton, right? And then who else did I say? Oh, and Bill Walsh. Sean Payton, Bill Walsh, and Don Shula. You know, it helps. It helps to have a great coach. It helps to have a great staff. It helps to have great talent. Where's that email, Scummy? Uh, 100 years of football, and he picks only 3 QBs. LOL. Who's 3 QBs? I don't know. What do you guys? Is that another conversation you guys are in? Logan says, win out and we're in the playoffs. Let's get it one game at a time, though. I'm just happy that we actually control our own destiny. It's all about tonight, man. You just got to win. None of anything means anything. None of what happened yesterday means anything if you don't win tonight. If you don't win tonight, then everything goes to crap, and we're all going to be pissed off as hell tomorrow morning because they ruined the opportunity that they had and all that stuff. So they got to take care of tonight, and everything is set up for you. Okay? Everything. You got to go out there and, the offensive line needs to play its best game of the year. They do that, and they win the game because they have 2 exceptional pass rushers, and you've got to slow those pass rushers down, and you've got to give Tua the help he needs. If you give him time, he will find enough guys, and he will burn you. Okay? Godly says, respect your take on Josh. I'd rank him top 10. Need to see playoffs for him constant to be top 5. When Josh is on his game, he can beat any team. Needs to eliminate inconsistencies. Exactly. That's it. But you can't be elite if the word inconsistent is in your game. You see what I'm saying? The elite and inconsistent cannot go together. I can't consider you elite if you're inconsistent. Just like the fools that think that Herbert is top 10 when he hasn't won anything. The stats don't mean anything. Lots of guys put up stats, and it doesn't mean anything. They don't win anything. That's the point. Dante Culpepper, Minnesota, put up a lot of stats. Didn't mean anything. Jeff George put up a ton of stats. It meant nothing. And Jeff George is one of the 5 greatest arms one of the 3 greatest arms I've ever seen in my life, Jeff George. There have been quarterbacks that put up stats. That doesn't mean anything. What do you do in key moments? Where do you lift your team in the clutch moments? You know, people bitch and complain sometimes about Eli Manning, but that's some bitch. There aren't bigger throws in the history of the Super Bowl than what that guy has. His throws are the biggest that they've ever happened, wherever you want to rank them. So Eli had his inconsistent moments, but damn, that son of a bitch was clutch when you needed him. And I need more of that to show me that you're the guy. You can't just show me that you're Trent Dilfer and that, yeah, I can play mistake-free football on a great team. Yeah, there's been lots of guys that can do stuff like that. That doesn't mean you're great. It means you're in a great situation. But before I'm going to put any quarterback in the top 10, the word inconsistent cannot be in it. Just like with Justin Herbert, the word winning is not involved. So until I see him win, until I see him elevate teams, until I see him actually win meaningful games and get into the playoffs and make impactful plays in the playoffs, how can I ever consider Justin Herbert a top 10 quarterback? It's asinine. Devin Jordan, Big O, thank you for the love on the super chat. Would you be satisfied if Tua's highest ceiling is Russell Wilson? You mean Hall of Fame? Hell yeah. He'll never be Russell because he's not the athlete Russell is. Tua can't play Russell's game. Russell's a magician. Talk about a guy, holy crap. Talk about a guy that makes clutch plays and clutch moments all the effing time is that guy. I think Tua has that in him, that he can be a clutch guy, but he'll never be the athlete that Russell Wilson is. Russell will end up making more plays out of his athleticism than Tua ever will, because they're not the same. They're not even the same kind of athlete. Tua has athleticism to him, but not Russell. I mean, not Wilson's style. No. Wilson's at a elite level. Wilson is an elite quarterback with athleticism. Okay? Lamar Jackson is an athlete trying to play quarterback. Ryan Tannehill is an athlete trying to play quarterback. Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray are quarterbacks that have athleticism. There's a difference. Sometimes people don't understand that when I explain it. An enormous difference. What I mean is Russell and Kyler are pure passers that are also athletes. Lamar and Tannehill are athletes trying to be quarterbacks, trying to be passers, and they're not, and they never will be. It's not what is. It's not in their DNA. They're never ever going to be those guys. They want to be, but they can't. They just don't have the skill set to be passers like those guys. A passer has a feel for the game, has touch, has anticipatory skills. That's not something that Lamar Jackson possesses at all, and neither does Ryan Tannehill. They are athletes that have to throw to spots that they see. They don't have any anticipatory skills. It's different. It's a whole different ball game. So you tell me Tua has the skill set, I believe, to be a great passer and an elite passer, but he'll never be the playmaker that Russell Wilson is because he doesn't have the athleticism that Russell has. Russell and Kyler Murray are just, especially Kyler's at another level. My God, Russell's great and Kyler is, forget it. I mean, that's a water bug. You can't catch that. It's amazing. Kid's amazing. I like Kyler Murray, man. I think he will continue to grow and grow and grow. And he was a guy that I was very worried about because of his size. I don't know if but man, he has that Warwick Dunn quality, that Barry Sanders quality, that they weren't big either, but you weren't ever going to get the big shot on them either because they were so quick that they could change directions, and it was so hard to get a shot on those kind of guys. Justin Herbert may become the next Kirk Cousins, a guy who puts up great stats that don't lead to wins. Maybe. You never know. Maybe Justin Herbert becomes a hell of a quarterback too, but he's not there yet. Stupid to even think that. First, you got to win, man. You can't pee in your pants against the Houston Texans. And again, for Dana and anybody else out there, when you fail, what do you do when you fail? And that's what Tua did last week. He threw the pick six, but then he answered back with a touchdown drive. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't throw the pick six to end the game. That's peeing in your pants. Jeff George was a coach killer. Amen to that, dude. Amen to that. As a Bills fan, I want the last game versus the Patriots to be a final wild card and have the Dolphins win. Would be awesome. Any Dolphin win is awesome. That's not in your eyes, but in my eyes. What is this show about? This show is all about porn, strippers. We talk a lot about crack cocaine, a little heroin, and we talk about nuns. We love nuns on this show. So just in case, if you're just tuning in, James Clark, That's all we talk about on this show. I mistakenly talked about football right now, but really, we don't do that at all on this show. It's really more about all the other stuff. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing even talking about football today. I don't even know. I think I need to go back to talking about prostitutes. So that's really what our show is about. So if you're into all that kind of stuff, that's what we're into here. That's what all these people are tuning in for. They want to find out about the latest orgies. They want to find out about where to find the best crack cocaine, these kind of things, quality heroin. We are your channel for all of that. Okay, so keep tuning in. We'll keep you updated on all of that. Okay. So we got Justin Herbert peeing in his pants. We got Mac Jones is the man in the box. We got, obviously, Joe Burrow is a badass, 525 yards and 4 touchdowns. Again, I'm sorry, I'm talking about football. I know. I'll go back to crack in a minute. Anyway, also football out of the Tony the Tiger Bowl. You know what's the funny part is of that story? Not anything, has nothing to do with the side or COVID related or anything like that. Trust me, I wanted to see another TVD game. I mean, come on, man. Who doesn't want to see Tyler again go do his stuff and unload and watch the boys play? I'd like to see it one more time. I don't care. But the funny part is, after you hear that Washington State is looking for another opponent, and all I can imagine is you're standing out and you're just like, you got like some kind of a can in your hand and you're asking for handouts and stuff like that. Please help us for Christmas. Help us, find another opponent. FIU's available. Just, it's so weird that COVID's so bad now that it knocks teams out of bowl games, and then we have to now find the next next team that is not bowl eligible but willing to take on the opportunity. And can you imagine, half those guys have already quit and they're partying and they're gaining stomachs already, because half those guys weren't going to the league or anything like that. They were moving on with their lives. You know what I mean? So terrible, man. This whole COVID thing has just turned all of our lives upside down. It ruined 2020 for so many of us. And on our show, we were going to have an absolutely magical year, man. Which I would have loved to have it, because Bill would have been around to enjoy it. Today is Bill's birthday, by the way. So for those of you, give a shout out to Bill. Unfortunately, no longer with us, but my phone came up with the notification, came up last night, because it always comes up the day before for birthdays and then the day of and all that stuff. So I always have a reminder, and I saw the reminder there, but I'm not going to take it off. It's going to be there forever, man. Love you, brother, man. Miss you. Panthers, by the way, will be back in action on Wednesday versus the Rangers at Florida Live Arena at 7:00. Those are some of the stories locally going on. You know that the whole Watson story obviously developed over the offseason and all of that. But I just, Jilly posted some New Year's Eve pictures. And, she posted one specific one, and I felt like I had to share. And Jilly Anais is the girlfriend of Deshaun Watson. And I just, want to show you exactly what the man cheated on, So, she posted a little Christmas pics. And I got to tell you, man, holy moly. Wow. Do you really need a massage from anybody else? Seriously. Do you need a massage from anybody else? You're not a very bright individual. Wow. Those are things that just That is as impressive as it gets. Anthony Campbell says, Big O, how's your Xmas? Did you finally see Bad Santa? No, I have not seen Bad Santa. She's not a masseuse. No, she's not a masseuse. No, he didn't break up with her. She's still with him. After all of that, she's still with him. And, I know some of you can say, well, he's Deshaun Watson. He can pick up anybody. She can pick up anybody, too. I mean, she has her own, her IG is exploding. She's got thousands and thousands of followers. She does commercials and all that kind of stuff. So she makes her own money. And she stayed with him after all of that. Okay? So, yes. Big O, you have to watch Bad Santa. Okay, I will. Relax. I don't know when, but I'll watch it eventually. But, I just had to bring it up. And yesterday, you saw what also happened. So I told you yesterday, the Bengals obviously routing Baltimore 41-21. And Burrow was amazing. And they were passing late in that game. They kept passing. So there was an interesting exchange between Zach Taylor and John Harbaugh when the two met on the field. Here was the exchange. Let me see here. Do we have it? Yeah, here we go. Let me give you the exchange here. You won't need to minimize me there. Let me see. Do we have it? Okay, well, you could take the Pallet Rack City thing out for the moment here while I'll play this. So this is the handshake between the two at the end. And the Bengals kept passing the ball towards the end of the game up, right? So you see, Harbaugh, wanted, an explanation, and Zach, kind of I guess he was like, you guys kept passing, and I'm just teaching my guys to have a killer instinct, that kind of stuff. And that's kind of what Zach said, that we're at the part of the season where we want to teach our players to have that killer instinct. So we stayed aggressive. And he was quoted as that. And I've got a soundbite. And first of all, if John Harbaugh was a little bothered by it, John, get the pole out of your ass, dude. You're in the NFL. Okay? You get to run up the score on people. Everybody gets to run up the score on other people here. This is pro football. This isn't college. This isn't high school. This isn't peewee. We're not dealing with kids where maybe we should be a little respectful and let's hit the brakes here. Let's let up on the gas. We got this game in hand. Everybody puts in their backups and it's over and it's respectful and all that. It's the pros, dude. And to an extent, I actually agree with Zach. His team has to change their culture. It's the Cincinnati Bungles. They've been the Bungles for decades. They've been losers. They've been labeled losers. We look at them as losers. They're born losers. Because of Mike Brown, they're losers. And so now they're learning how to win. And they're in a division where they've been getting their ass kicked for decades now. So they've got to learn how to do some ass kicking. And I'm actually with Zach on this, that it's, you know what? There's no apologies about not letting up. Okay? And on this one, I am going to pull myself out so you can hear the soundbite. We'll play it. All right? But here's Zach Taylor talking and addressing a reporter about the aggressive.
You've been here in seasons where you have a lot of bad luck with injuries and other things that happen the first years. You're not going to feel sorry for that situation.
No.
But I mean,
heck no. No, heck no. No. They week 17 last year, we had hardly anybody left, and I didn't feel anybody minimizing their win against us. And so we sure as heck know how hard it is to win in December. These guys have fought hard. We asked them to answer the bell. They did. And that's still the Baltimore Ravens out there playing meaningful football for them. And so our guys shouldn't apologize for 1 second for the performance they went out there and did today. And dang proud of those guys for how they hung in there the full course of the game and handled, the adversity we've had over the course of time too. And, it's just our time to sit out there and make a mark for ourselves.
There. I'm with them 100%. You've got to change the entire mentality of the Bengals. And that's all part of this culture change. And it's not about letting up on the gas. You've been getting your ass kicked plenty throughout your history. If you have the opportunity to do some ass kicking, well, do it, bro. Kick the Ravens' ass, kick the Steelers' ass, kick the Browns' ass. Beat them by 50 points if you have to. Don't let up. I don't want the Dolphins to let up on the Jets or the Patriots or the Bills. If you can pound their asses to the ground, then pound their asses to the ground. I don't care. So good for you, Zach Taylor. And John Harbaugh, if you're bothered by it, why? Because you've got to go through your own adversity now? Why? Because you guys are figuring out that Lamar is not going to ever be the kind of quarterback that can get you all the way to the Super Bowl? You're going to need a perfect team like you had in the early 2000s? Go get yourselves a real passer. Lamar Jackson is a volcano that is about to erupt like RG3. He is breaking down before your eyes. More and more hits, and hits. They are piling up. I've been talking about this for years. In fact, here's where I'm dead wrong about Lamar. He's lasted this long. I never expected him to last this long with that body. But you can tell his days are numbered. His game is not a game that you play for 12 and 15 years. It's a miracle he's lasted this long. And if they want to give him that contract, go ahead. Enjoy yourselves, because you're soon to take a really bad cap hit, because that kid will not stay healthy. He can't play quarterback without running, and you can't take hits if you keep, you can't take, you're going to continue to take hits if you run. And if that's what's in the cards for him, then his career is headed in one direction, and that's the IR. So, John, you hit your adversity. That's your fault. The Bengals, they shouldn't feel sorry for you. Zach Taylor, more power to you, man. You did the right thing. What else do we have here on the program to talk about? What else do we have? Oh, how about Baker Mayfield, man? It's got to be pretty close to over for Baker over in Cleveland, right? They can't give him the big contract. Talk about a guy that he had that terrific second year. I mean, the terrific first year, and then regressed that second year and wasn't that great last year. And this year, if you're the Browns, I think your decision has been made. You cannot commit big-time dollars to Baker Mayfield. You're going to have to go draft another quarterback. Because 4 interceptions yesterday. And, apparently you were off for a couple weeks, so apparently you felt better and all this stuff, and some of the decisions that were made out there. See, if you're a good quarterback, even if you're injured, the great ones understand what is their deficiency at the moment, and they work around it, and they adjust. And not that he was ever a great quarterback, but he had the terrific rookie year, and that's kind of what he keeps living off of. But this is what you knew. You knew he wasn't a great athlete. You knew he didn't have a great arm. So he had to be an elite passer, and that's what he's not. He's not an elite passer. So if he's not an elite passer, that will be a problem for a long time to go. And I'm not talking about elite passer that needs to throw it for 1,000 yards. No, dude. You don't have to throw it through the stadium or anything like that. It's accuracy, it's anticipation, those kind of things he struggles with. And then he also is he can't move really well. He's not even the athlete Tua is. Forget about the elite ones. Like, Tua's not an elite athlete. Tua is an above average athlete. I don't know if Baker's average. He might be below average. And that's a problem when you're not a big guy. You got to be able to move around a little bit more. He doesn't have that mobility. That's a problem for him. And let me tell you, he has been saved that he has had the best running game in the NFL the last 2 years. If he doesn't have the best running game, it might be even worse, ladies and gentlemen. That's scary to think. He is so fortunate that they've been able to run the ball over the last couple of years. I wish Tua had that kind of a running game. Big O, let's talk about how Kyler Murray has all that talent, but yet can't produce with them. I think it's an up and down thing. He's a young guy. He's got to learn how to play. And he's without his number one guy right now. And did you watch the game yesterday? They dropped a couple of just absolute beautiful balls that he put right there. And it would have been a different game if some of these guys actually catch the balls that he threw. I'm not sure if you watched the game yesterday. Okay? The score did not indicate what Kyler Murray didn't do. The score indicates what some of his players around him failed to do. In fact, the announcers were even talking about it yesterday, that if B-Hop was there, some of those catches would have been made. Again, not sure if you watched the games, if you watched that game yesterday. But Kyler Murray should have had more points on the board if his teammates would have done their job. Okay? You guys, some of you are extremely critical of young quarterbacks, and you don't give them time to grow and make mistakes. And that's part of this whole youth thing with QBs. They're going to have their ups and downs until the light goes on, and then they take off. I like Kyler Murray, man. I think he can play in this league. And yesterday, he wasn't helped a little bit, by his teammates. It's okay. Tua can get some masseuse recommendations from Watson in Texas. That's true. He should have good ones. I wonder how many big-name QBs are switching teams this offseason. We'll see. Big O, I hope you go home and take a nap before tonight's game. I think you're going to need it. Susie, you know I am home, right? This is home. This is my home studio. I don't know if you know that, but I am home. I'm a couple of feet away from my bed. So, yeah. I am thinking of taking a nap. Honestly. I am thinking of taking a little afternoon nap and recharging. Not that I'm the battery's, whatever, running low, but you're right. Since I am going to be up late, maybe charge the battery a little bit more. By the way, the last 3 games for Mac Jones, the next Tom Brady, right? You guys know about the next Tom Brady, right, Mac Jones? 42 of 80, 52% completion percentage. Last 3 games, 463 total yards, 5.79 yards per attempt, 2 touchdowns and 4 interceptions, and a passer rating of 57. But he's the next Twommy. He's the next Twommy. Yeah, who needs Twommy Brady when you got Mac Jones? Huh? Nobody needs Twommy Brady. You got Mac Jones, man. If the season goes down to the last game of the season against the Pats, I'll make my way to Sports Grill from Orlando, and if we win, I'll buy everyone a beer. Well, David, listen, if you come down to Sports Grill from Orlando, you don't need to buy anybody a beer. We need to buy you a beer and thank you for coming down from Orlando to join us, my brother. Okay? So that's really, it's more about all of us being together. So tonight, come on out to Sports Grill on Bird Road and 114th, man. We'll have some fun. Okay? NorCal says almost 4 hours to drive out of a blizzard to work. Damn. I got to tell you, NorCal, come to South Florida, no blizzards. Funny how they sell him. They must know something. You talk about Mac Jones? Yeah, he's the next Tom Brady. He's the guy. All right, we got to thank Omar Kelly and our EJDconstruction.com Miami Dolphins report. If you missed the report, you can rewind there or you can catch it on the podcast. Ruthie Polinsky, also from NBC6 sports anchor, joined us. She was terrific as always. Ira Heapy kicking some ass with our Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat and NBA report. All of those interviews, you can rewind and go check it out for yourself or check it out on the podcast. Remember, please, to smash the like button before you leave the channel. Or if you're listening on the podcast, please smash the like button. It is very important that you do that. We're going to be back at 6:15 this evening. All right, 6:15. All right, so Joe Shad will join us at 6:30. At 7:45, it'll be, Dudley Durong will be joining us. So Dudley will be joining us for every game now, pregame show. So we'll have a little fun with Doug there on the program. What else do we have going on? And maybe we'll have another guest too joining us post-game. Omar Kelly, Alan Poupar, and Cameron Wolf will be joining us. So we'll have 3 insiders joining us on the post-game show. No other post-game, no pre or post-game show has more Dolphin insiders than yours truly. So no one else can provide you true Dolphin insight, the unbiased Dolphin insight, because as you know, the only other option out there is political radio, and you got to listen to the Dolphin station, and they all have to broadcast with a skirt on. We don't have to do that here. We actually tell you like it is here. We have no repercussions for it all. So listen to the one place that is unbiased, obviously rooting for the boys, and let's hope they can get it done tonight. They got to get it done tonight, man. So we'll start at 6:15 with our pregame show. Our postgame show will start off immediately as the game ends. And when the game ends, we will have Flo's press conference. We'll have Tua's press conference for you, and we'll have our insiders. So nobody will keep you more updated on what's going on the game, except for that one guy, folks. Sir, we don't do any football here. It's all porn, all crack, all the time. Okay, we got to make sure that one guy knows that this channel is not really about that. It's really about all the other things. Okay, so let's just make sure and smash that like button. George is correct on that. Thank you to all out there who sent us a little love on Super Chat. Appreciate it, as always. Cash App or Venmo, you can always make a donation. Cash Big O Show on Cash App or Venmo. We will see you tonight at 6:15 live from Sports Grill on Bird Road. You all be good out there. Much love. See you all later.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show.